So I suppose I'll ask Will,
Hey!
what happened last time on Ebon Ward?
Oh my god, guys. Last time on Ebon Ward, you guys watched Lamp and I do, Whisper and Next Bit, and some other fucks no one cares about, do improv for a while. And then we also did scenes from a chat, and our chat was lovely and gave us some wonderful prompts. And Maze nearly got absorbed into the improv team. The enchanting effects got him, but more in the fact that he was like, I can fix them. They're terrible. And eventually the party was able to pull him away from that to deliver the sheep back to Madame Fruffles. With that handled, they begrudgingly agreed to go get the last sheep, which had been taken by a werewolf by the name of Branson. They were going to use this sheep as bait to draw out the were-crocodiles that straight up just bully him, and he thought the tactical response was murder. Maybe not luckily. I don't know how to describe this next part. All hell breaks loose. Shortly after Dia had made a deal with a red cap, a deal with Maze's help to learn where this Branson fellow was. They chitty-chatted about what to do about it, and Branson was like, hey, you help me deal with these crocodiles, you can have your sheep back. Then the moon came into full light, so Dia went crazy. Redpath blew his whistle to try and turn everyone back into their normal forms. It only worked on Branson. One were-crocodile fell in the water. You guys rolled a nat 1 out of a D100, which summoned an Elder Knuckleavee, which instantly killed one of the were-crocodiles, and later on would kill another one. A red cap crit and blew out like a quarter of the Elder Knuckleavee's health. It was a whole thing. Like, everyone was in danger all of the time. Also, Biddlywinks robbed Nash and Dia. But that was also resolved. A lot of shit. Biddlywinks. It's a B. It's a Biddlywink.
I know it's Biddlywink.
And with this last sheep in hand, you brought it back with a very tired and kind of just demotivated Branson to Madame Fruffles, and Madame Fruffles has agreed to bring you guys back to the Weaver's home. So let me switch to this.
Last episode was an episode.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Oh,
So,
that's a house.
yeah.
How
So, you guys have been
Yeah,
walking
where's Branson?
I'm getting there. Let me establish the scene first.
Shit lips.
shit lit.
You will get your treat when you've had dinner. Anyways, you guys have been walking with Madame Fruffles for a fair amount of time, and you notice that because of Redpath's ability to kind of keep track of where you're going, Madame Fruffles notably will like walk up to a point, stop, click the crook 2 times on a rock, and then take a hard turn left, and it's like, okay, and then you follow her for a while.
He's been
And-
writing down what she is doing. He's been
Yeah.
like writing down like the direction they've been going, what specific action she's taking.
Yeah, absolutely. And before too long, you come across this elevated area with a fairly decent-sized home. It's very well kept, all things considered, and you notice that there are multiple stone archways that surround the perimeter. They give off this curious fey glow, and you see a couple of willow wisps kind of floating about, but they don't seem dangerous in any capacity. They're just kind of doing their own thing. Someone kind of fumbles behind you, not used to their more humanoid form.
Can we get a closer? Yeah. Oh my god, so baby.
Six did a great job because, as you'll notice, Branson is notably smaller as an icon.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so this little elf guy comes fumbling out of the woods. Oh god, this sucks so bad. Like, I wanted to climb a tree and like I have.
To be fair, you don't have a tail anymore, so your center of balance is probably pretty messed up.
doesn't help.
Yeah.
I mean, and my bow is so heavy. He's like just dragging it behind him. You gotta figure, he's got like a big ass longbow meant for a much larger physique.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, I'm alive, so I'll take it. How long does this last?
24 hours. Well, judging, you've got about 20 hours.
It's so long.
You keep complaining, I'll do it again.
You will not.
What would I would again? Would I be a child? What happens when you blow it again?
We'll find out.
Don't.
That is a question, Will. How much time has passed?
Let's see here. The trip actually hasn't been too long. I would say about 20 to 30 minutes or so. Not a whole lot of time has passed.
Okay.
Yeah. Really the main reason, you feel like you really haven't gone that far, but Madame Fruffle's weird behavior and like quick turns and shit like that does make it disorienting and take longer.
Yeah. I was just asking for buff purposes, but it looks like all I lose is bull strength. Lovely.
Yeah.
Nash and I are still heroic.
I'm double checking what is and is not currently active from the buffs I have applied. Beacon of Luck doesn't fucking work anymore, and obviously Dia's protection from spores is gone.
I forgot about that one.
Still going. Yeah, that was gone a while ago.
Yeah, we got what's shown here and also life bubble, and I think that's it now.
Do you guys... Actually, this isn't for you guys. I will cast Enchantment Foil on myself and only myself.
Sure.
So, if anybody tries to trick my ass... I'm
The
gonna
rest of you can get high off your asses. That's your business.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You see Madame Fruffles take a step forward, and she seems to kind of relax a bit, knowing that she's in a safe perimeter, and she spins around. Isn't the Weaver's home quite a sight? If you'd like, come inside and have a bite.
Oh,
I don't think we'll be having any bites, thanks, but...
I will have a bite. I'm a growing boy, after all.
Yeah, that's his business.
there's
We
a
can-
man with nothing left to lose.
Yeah.
Everything was taken.
Is there anything we should know before we go? Like, excuse me. Is there anything we should know, like decorum, that we ought to observe?
Oh, she thinks about it. Well, there really isn't too much to worry about since you helped me with my plights. Really, pleases and thank yous. Just be polite.
All right.
Simple enough.
Oh, she points the archways. Do not go through those doors.
Oh.
What will
happens if
happen to
we-
you? We're not sure. Oh yeah,
Oh.
these are Fey archways. They can sometimes take you to desires, interests, or to the den of a creature that is lonely, and that's not great because they're likely hungry. So,
We'll keep away.
Huh.
Should we be wary of just any old pile of rocks that you could crawl through like this?
he like bats the side of it with his bow. Nah, you can kind of guesstimate. I mean, this is like deliberately set up. I wouldn't be surprised if this is just a means of defense for the Weaver. Like if someone decides to come running in without, looks down at Madame Fruffles, her permission at least. You might get blipped somewhere random.
Redpath wonders if it's to keep her in.
Interesting.
It'd be pretty shit for that, I would wager.
Just go around it, lol.
Yeah, you get the one thing you also notice is that when Madame Fruffles approaches, she like wiggles the bell a couple of times, and there that like kind of green mist that's surrounding and in between these archways, kind of like where you're standing and whatnot, fades more so. You get the feeling there is like another security measure besides just don't run through these. So, she knocks on the door a couple of times. And then she has to like stand on her little tippy toes of her hoofs. Oh no, she uses her crook. She uses the crook to grab on the doorknob and pull it down and holds it open for you guys.
thank you very much.
Just nods. Branson looks at Redpath.
What?
Nothing. I got no beef with you. Runs away.
You better not have beef with us. You wouldn't win a fight right now.
No, he would not win a fight right now. Oh, ping?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cozy.
Ooh, flowers.
Yeah.
Oh.
You enter the home, and it's like very roomy in here, actually. A lot more space than you would have anticipated. As Madame Fruffles comes marching out, and you see her reach up to like another bell and ring it a couple of times. Excuse me, Madam Weaver, we're here. I have guests, just to be clear. Oh.
Nice.
She gives a thumbs up to you.
It certainly looks like this place is set up to entertain. I wouldn't think the Weaver would get many guests.
You can hear the like up these stairs to the northwest. You can hear what sounds like some sort of machine, but not like the clanking of metal or anything of the sort. Instead, it's like wood being operated with, and the occasional like zing of thread or wire or something of the sort, and then it slowly stops as someone comes walking on down the stairs.
I'm ready. I'm zooming in to see the eye. Oh,
Oh.
not what I expected.
You're
Oh.
awfully
Yeah,
normal.
it's not what you'd anticipate. She's
Oh, I love the vest.
yeah, Skiff did an amazing job. I just asked Skiff to like make me a weaver with very little direction. And because I was like, I want to see what you can come up with. And so it's a younger, they appear female, and they come walking down the stairs. Oh, hi! Oh my goodness, this is a refreshing surprise. Welcome to my home. Oh, do you need boons or curses? Because I can, but she looks a little annoyed if that's the fact.
Well, I suppose in a sense we're here for a boon, though the boon that we'd want is just to not be bothered, honestly.
Oh, okay. That seems fairly simple enough. The little Madame Fruffles runs up. Hello there, madame. These folks helped your favorite lamb. And she looks down and looks over. Oh. For the sake of my wonderful little familiar, she just ruffles Madame Fruffles' hair and looks back up to you. Can you elaborate? I know it's a little hard for her sometimes. And she politely takes the crook away from Madame Fruffles and sets it up and just kind of like, you see her just kind of like dusting her off and wiping some dirt off her face.
Some of her livestock were absconded with or ran off, and we managed to get them back despite difficulties.
Oh no, did the pen break?
Column A, column B.
It seems so. So we fixed that, and we found a couple sheep that had wandered off or been grabbed. Yeah.
And
Also,
encountered some of the many dangers of this woods. Hence why we'd like to not be bothered for the
more
rest of our stay.
knucklebees than I expected.
She kind of covers her mouth. Oh my god, Knucklefee. And you're all alive. Okay. Duly noted. You notice she gets, like, notably nervous.
That's reasonable.
Well, yeah, because they're knucklebees and we're alive.
Yes, they're quite horrid.
Yes, they're exceedingly dangerous. Give me a perception check.
Ooh.
I love those.
I think.
As she cocks her gun.
I think I get extra on this. Let me double check.
Well, I'll try.
God, it's even higher because of heroism. Oh my god,
Right.
it's a 40.
Okay, and then Redpath, do you have
I'm
one?
double checking my numbers.
Okay. I don't think you'll
Yes.
beat Nash. But,
Never
Maybe
know.
you will.
+2 on this, and then let me double check. Okay, yeah, just +2.
Okay.
Boop.
Okay.
Oh, so beat
No, I
Nash.
So none of you really noticed anything. Nash, it is immediately apparent looking at the Weaver. There seems to be a very thin thread that goes from the back of her neck down and then up the stairs.
Yeah, like just so hard to see, but it's that like glint off of it that you
Yeah.
yeah.
And you notice because of a 40 that when you guys talk about how you were strong enough to kill a Knuckle of she like instinctively reaches for her thread.
Yeah, it's like a spider drag line or something.
Yes. Well, I am the Weaver. You don't need to tell me your names. I know that holds a lot of power in this realm, and I don't want you to feel obligated or tricked in any capacity. Please, she gestures. I actually was in the process of making some dinner, if you were interested. And you notice that very quickly, Madame Fruffles pulls herself into a chair, and there's like actually like a couple of small steps that lead up to it that allow her to get into her chair.
Oh, she has
Red
her
Path
own steppy
turns.
chair.
The high
And he
chair.
looks at everybody. He looks at the group, and he just goes, "No."
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, we have an important matter that need be attended to, so we don't really have time to hang around.
Oh,
We can sit for a moment, but we won't partake. And when I say a moment, I do mean a moment.
I will partake.
Yeah, your life, fuck it up however you want.
She cocks an eyebrow. I don't, Branson. What happened to you? I don't want to talk about it.
What happened to you? I took my quaws.
Took my quads. Oh, interesting. Right. That's right. Being in the Wandering Woods, if you've gotten this far, yeah, you understand the rules. Okay, fair enough. If you do change your mind, I'm more than happy to share.
Right.
But-
just
Oh,
so just so we don't come off as too mercenary or ungracious here, we did bring a gift for you, since we're led to understand that you're the resident authority in these parts.
Oh, you saved my familiar, you returned my livestock, and a gift? I really owe you at this point.
Now Dia will hand her the dress that we had Armella finished for us. This was a recent work by the foremost family of clothiers in Leviara.
She very delicately takes the dress from you, and you notice that she examines it very thoroughly. Oh, this is just masterfully done. Are you sure you want me to have this?
We brought it specifically for you.
Oh, thank you. Wow, this is really nice. Well, it looks like the Delane magic is still kicking. That's nice. And she, you notice that she, with a snap of her fingers, her just swaps with this one, and it fits her perfectly, and she does a twirl in it. Oh, this is positively divine. Yes, no, that is still kicking for them. Oh, I wasn't sure how long that'd last. And she looks back at you.
Now, they're going through some rough times as of late, so this may be this may end up having historical value, as some of the last of this quality they were able to produce for a while.
Oh no! Oh, that'd be a shame. But it sounds like maybe they got a little too big for their britches.
Something like that.
It's some unwise gambles.
Would it happen to be involving spiders of a sort?
There were a lot of things involved.
Yeah, but that was one element, yes.
Oh, I warned them, but whatever. These things happen. Again, this is absolutely. Oh, I can't be cooking in this. And she once again does a little twirl, and there's a kind of blast of like bits of string and yarn and cloth instead of like sparkles or anything like that. That then shifts back into her regular dress, and she very politely takes the dress and sets it down carefully on the couch. But yeah, I absolutely owe you folks for what you've done already, and the gift as well. I know you are not trusting of Fae, I assure you. I am not, despite my appearance and behavior. But I would like to give you something in return, if you'd be willing to accept.
It depends what it is.
Well, seeing as you've gotten this far into the Wandering Woods and have encountered multiple Knucklevi, first and foremost, I am able to modify to an extent the flow of time when it comes to moving through the Wandering Woods. As you may or may not be aware, depending on how long you stay here, it could vary how much time actually transpires outside of the woods. I can't have a complete control over it, but I can at least narrow it down for you so you aren't walking out a year later or something of the sort.
Oh, that would be much appreciated, yes. I can think of a lot of things that could go wrong if we vanished for a year.
The other boon I would like to provide to you is, it requires a little bit of trust, if you're willing to give it. Basically, I can tamper with the thread of fate.
Huh.
Cocks her head.
Right. I guess I should expand on that a bit. And you notice that she goes to, like, cutting some cheese and bread, and you see immediately that Madame Fruffles runs over and, like, holds out a hand. Oh, yes, if you wouldn't mind cutting the meat. And very quickly, Madame Fruffles gets to work excitedly. You're like a little machine behind her.
Wow.
Essentially, I can't control fate for you because I don't know what fate you are looking for specifically. But I can basically give you a moment of possibility.
Oh, would that be anything like a pie card?
I'm surprised you know about those, but yes.
You're familiar with them as well. I don't suppose you'd happen to have some connection to that ancient and mystical order.
No, but not the previous Weaver, but the previous Weaver did.
Oh, I didn't realize it was a title that was passed down.
There's a small kind of sad smile. Yeah, it's exchanged through the times. But yes, if you are so inclined, I would be more than happy to. Wait, are you a part of the? Well, you know.
Dia looks
Why?
at
What would
Red
that
Path.
change?
I mean, not a lot. Besides, I know that for some reason it's a collectible. She shrugs. She looks at you like, your call. I'm not going to press any further. I'm not going to be nosy.
We might have associations with the association, yes.
Very well. Well, if you don't mind, she claps her hands. Bluto, can you help them? And you notice the pie on the table begins to move.
Oh.
I'll show you.
Oh!
That's a Pokemon.
It's a Digimon.
That's a
This
bug
little-
snack.
That's a bug snack.
This little pie creature begins to slide forward towards you, Red Path, and you watch it. And you see, like, almost like printing a receipt, a card come out of its mouth.
Oh.
Yes. You can take that.
What does it say?
It says Maverick, beloved blueberry.
Oh.
Aww.
And little Bluto, you see, just continues to slide and skimmy across the table, and look up at all of you and occasionally just go, looks at you. That was Maverick's familiar. Every weaver has one based on their interests or imagination. Madame Fruffles is mine. And I didn't have the heart to let Bluto out into the wandering woods because it's just.
Oh, he'd literally get eaten
Get
alive.
munched up.
Yeah, I would have totally eaten him. Just honestly, from Branson. Right, exactly, Branson. That's the reason why I can keep him here.
Shelving the pie stuff for a moment. I feel like we really glossed over the altering fate business.
Oh, yes, fate itself that
yeah,
can
yeah.
be wound as you so decide. Well, with limitations. Essentially, what it allows you to is have a better understanding for a future moment. And you choose that moment. It does require me to get to know you more and whatnot. And again, she puts her hands up. You don't have to give me your names or life story, but I do need to understand just general interests. So what sort of makes you tick? What drives you? And then I'm able to find your thread and give you a piece of it. Not the whole thing. That would be really bad.
What if there's already... What if some of us already have, Oh, what's the word I'm going for? What if our fates have already been altered or are, being controlled by somebody else? Is that a conflict of interest for you? Would you get in trouble for doing that? Or would we get in trouble in your stead?
I don't know precisely what you mean, but my immediate thought is no, I don't see a problem with that. And besides, I'd love to see them try and bother me. Oh, Bluto, can you scoot?
What?
Scoots over, and she sets the pizza down. This is fair game for whoever. But I can't imagine there would be much conflict unless you went bragging about it. And besides, I should make it clear, these threads will only work while you're here in the Wandering Woods or within close proximity. Just because it's more or less, she gestures, my domain to some extent.
Would close proximity happen to include the rather stately manor at the edge of these woods?
She kind of turns to you. It would, though I'm unsure why you'd want to venture over there. Although the fact that you know its existence... Oh no, you're not like those tin heads that showed on by a while ago, are you?
I'm only slightly offended that you would assume as much, but...
I don't know. This rowdy batch of, I guess, paladins or something. I don't know. I don't recognize the armor.
Well, if you want to learn something about us for a fate, know this for free. We're not holy types.
Oh. Oh, good. That means less order, so we can be a little crazy if we want. But within reason. I don't want to pressure you into anything, but if you want to be bizarre, that's fine by me. Also, she looks at Dia. You got some green on
Some
you?
fairy fire, yeah, no.
Yeah.
That happened almost immediately when we got in here. I'm sorry to say.
Okay. I can try to remedy that. But yes, can you tell me why you'd have interest at the manor? It's exceedingly dangerous.
Well, we just want to speak to the Lord of the House about, well, a couple things, but we're looking for information, possibly help, a lot of things that only he can provide. So we're not going there to start a fight or do anything that would blow back into trouble for the woods, and if we can avoid it anyway.
Though we are prepared for one.
Right. Blackthorne Manor is still an interesting choice. I don't know of what the head of the home's current state is, but in my time being here, I've never heard or seen the man. And any individuals that have gone to the manor are usually unable to return, or harmed in some way that it's, well, they were probably better off dead.
Who's gone in there previously?
Well, those blasted paladins, though it sounds like they got exceedingly lucky, or they got to the front door and knew to leave.
I'm somehow surprised they even made it that far.
She shrugs. I am too, though I am sensing a little trinket on you that seems familiar. No, she raised her hands. No problem. I just can sense it. It's cold on
we
you.
just went through a lot of trouble to retrieve it after they were driven out of the woods with it.
Which is pretty typical for how things shake out between us and them.
I see. So, they like competitors with you or something?
I'd say our goals run kind of contrary to one another.
Interesting. Well, all the same, if you do plan on going to the estate, I would advise you to be... Oh, what is the best course of action? Cover up. Cover your nose. Things of the sort. It is a disgusting scent coming from that building. And don't be surprised if you encounter some Veritas things. I have to be as candid as possible. We Weavers used to assist the Blackthorne and Redwoods pretty consistently, though that was well before my time.
We were aware of that, actually. But not aware that that there had been more than one Weaver. It sounds like you haven't had much association with them in recent times, but if there were any information you were willing to share, that would be very helpful.
I'll share what I know from Maverick, who is the one before me. It's been passed down for generations that we are entitled to cooperate with the Blackthorne estate, mostly because of a Mr. Astrophel Blackthorne. Very simple exchange. He would provide protection to our woods and to ensure people would not take too many of our trees for their various projects and things of the sort. And in return, we would, well, basically prevent people from going to his house. He did not like guests very often. And it was,
so your security.
in a sense. But we're not the same level of security as Mr. Blackthorne himself. Essentially, we create a long winding path so people get bored and don't even bother going to the house, is our role more specifically.
Which is also the sort of thing we were looking to avoid by speaking to you.
Yes, and I can assist with that a little bit. It's still a long road. But yes, that's more or less the contract that was set up, but Astrophel has been unavailable for, well, centuries, to my understanding. And as the Weaver, you now notice, for you especially, Maze, because you've actually gotten, see behind her, where this thread goes, you notice that, the back of her body is, basically if you keep pulling on a string, it keeps, tearing apart the sock or shirt.
Unraveling.
Unraveling. That is what's going on behind her. And it seems like the further she walks away from the stairs, the more unravels behind her. And you can see inside, and there's no organs or bones, but you do see cloth and felt and things like that.
Well, that's not my business.
Yeah.
Generally, Nash and Mace have noticed this and went, well, we're not gonna pry.
That lady's got cloth. Oh, it's not gonna ruin my day.
Yeah. She very delicately reaches for the thread. You seem trustworthy enough, so I'll tell you. We Weavers can't leave our home because we're bound to the spool. And she gestures to the stairs. This is literally my tether to existing, and it's how we transfer the role of Weaver to another.
Oh, is that what the tower is?
She nods. It's also where we work. to develop enchanted items or various boons for individuals. It's also where, if you are interested in having a thread of fate, I would be happy to provide. But yeah, I can't go and investigate the home, and when a weaver relinquishes their role to their protege, they pass on. So I can't go and investigate, and neither could Maverick. And I'm not sending Madame Fruffle. That is enough meat. We don't need that much. Still just cutting away.
This is how she vents.
Yeah.
This is her love language.
This is how she wishes she could do the Bronson.
Yeah. You see the weaver kind of pinch the bridge of her nose. As I was saying, and I can't send Madame Fruffles there. She's not capable of handling what's going on in that building. And also, I don't like the idea of my friend disappearing. So.
You speak as if there's something you need to accomplish in there?
Well, she kind of fiddles with her hands. I feel like I'm supposed to help the Blackthorns and Redwoods, but she just kind of gestures, I don't know how from here.
Well, if you can assume that the previous weavers had the same limitations put on them, then you can also assume that they wouldn't be able to reach that way either.
She nods. I feel like in the past, a lot of the times that we've aided them, they have come to us for, well, she kind of tugs on the thread, obvious reasons.
Perhaps deliberate reasons.
Perhaps deliberate reasons. But yeah. I would advise you also just fully cover up your bodies to the best of your ability in that home. And, do be mindful, you seem the sort that are well equipped for such things if you can deal with Knuckleavy. Be mindful of spirits.
Ooh.
Huh.
Are we talking like phantoms or like some other form of spirit?
She cups her chin. From the one report I did get from Madame Fruffles, who went without my permission, like scrunches up. Yeah, yeah, very much that. There are a couple of wandering spirits that don't seem too dangerous, but there have been reports of, well, your occasional wraith and some others, possibly past inhabitants of the Blackthorne Manor.
Huh.
Oh, the family.
Would that be the Tarlins?
She kind of widens her eyes. Oh, you actually know about the Tarlins?
I've done what homework I can.
Oh. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if some of them are in fact the Tarlins, though I don't think they received such a merciful fate.
Hmm.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they were still in there.
Did the Weaver's arrangement with the Blackthorne family only begin with Astrofel Blackthorne, or does it date back to the earlier times when the Tarlins were the lords of the estate?
She nods. We had a small agreement with the Tarlins, according to previous weavers, but the Tarlins got greedy, which is a common practice we've encountered with people, and they took more than they were supposed to. Well,
The lumber?
Correct, yes. Astrofel arrived and offered us a new deal. He would still require some wood, mostly for the maintenance of his home, and perhaps a couple of personal projects, I believe, for his wife. But outside of that, he would not take more than requested. And in fact, honestly, to my understanding, I think he only took like maybe 5 trees. Maybe.
What kind of trees were they?
Well, he didn't cut them down, but there were a couple of hangman trees, which, with our help, we were able to make them more passive and agreeable. And Of course, just a couple of other regular trees, like I think you've probably encountered them by now, like dream trees. I believe he wanted them for his children to ensure good night's rest.
You see.
But that was a long, long time ago. So it's probably cooled off by now, and she grabs a little slice of pizza and starts chowing down.
So you mentioned it might be smart of us to cover up our bodies as much as we can. Could you provide us any sort of attire that would do that?
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah. Sorry, my mouth is full. Sorry. And she very quickly swallows. Yes. If you have any preference in design or attire, I would love to make you something.
I think I'm covered.
She looks over. I think you're covered. Ooh, this is positive. I'm so sorry. She comes up. This cloak and this mask, positively fetching. Actually, looking at all of you. Oh my gosh! And she comes around and looks at Nash. Oh, this and the beads are a lovely touch, and this kind of fur collar. Oh, you look outstanding. This. I apologize if this is a rude question. Would you like shoes? Because I could make you some shoes.
He looks down at his slippers. They, magic, and they help me a lot, so I like them.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, I just wanted to double check, because I know there's a lot of kind of mud out in the Wandering Woods, and I just didn't want your feet to get cold.
It smells.
And then she approaches. She starts stepping closer to Red Beth and say, "Oh, there's an aura. I'll stay back here." And she kind of looks you up and down. I love what you've got going on here with the hat. Normally, I would assume it's just for work, but you've made this very fashionable. And your little brooch here with the neckerchief. Oh, this is. You are also fashionable. Dia, when you're a werewolf. Do you have any attire whatsoever? What's going on here? I assume so.
The hashtag girlboss gear when you're a werewolf.
I mean, when you
my
polymorph,
understanding,
your gear just disappears into you.
Well,
yeah?
so here's the thing. With polymorph spells, my understanding is that when you assume certain types of creature form, your gear is presumed to remain. So if you shapeshift into another humanoid, a monstrous humanoid, or a giant, your gear is supposed to still be there, so you would still be able to use weapons and things. If you turn into a form that is not at all humanoid, then your gear merges into your body.
So what you're getting at is your clothes exploded.
Question mark?
It's odd because this isn't even a polymorph. This is
no,
just a
but
I would say that leans us further in your clothes exploded.
Uh-oh.
I don't know, man.
It's fine. I'll say you've got your attire.
Do you think you would have gone to either one of the Squid sisters or somebody can you put an enchantment on these clothes so that when they explode they just neatly fall off?
I mean, you could literally just wear different clothes and that'd be fine.
It's one of those we've got character designs and icons, and it's a pain in the ass to track something like that kind of thing.
For sure.
But I guess theoretically, if a werewolf is closest to monstrous humanoid, theoretically I would just have my clothes and they would be stretched really badly or something. I don't know.
The bottom line is you're not very fashionable right now.
Probably not, no.
She looks at you, and a werewolf. That's, I don't recognize you though. I certainly didn't recognize Branson. Let's keep bringing that up. That's not a hurtful spot right now.
Yes. Well, I'm just as new here as everyone else. I'm sort of locked into this form right now for the duration of the woods. Maybe even more so in a little while. Branson, how long do we have on the doomsday clock there?
I don't know. You took it from me.
Oh yeah. Takes a
What?
look. How long do we have on the doomsday clock here?
It looks like it's still going to be active for probably another 7 or 8 hours.
Okay, and when are we hitting the peak moon hours?
Probably in about like 2 or 3.
Okay.
It'll be a
So
whole
not
thing,
not
I'm
long,
sure.
like too long to waste time here, but not long enough that we can not account
Red Path
for
starts
it.
polishing his spoon whole time.
Well, the Weaver leans up against one of the support beams and crosses their arms. If you'd like, I know you're hesitant. If you'd like to spend the night, or I guess the approximation of that, to rest and recharge, especially if you're going after Blackthorne Manor, I'd be more than happy to welcome you into my home.
Do you have a basement?
I kind of have a basement. It's a little cellar area, but it's kind of dingy, and I don't go down there super often because it's a little snug for my thread.
I have it on
Is it
good.
big enough to fit that one?
I have
Oh.
it. Well, okay, all right. I understand why you're not using my name, Red Path, but I feel like you could come up with something less, like, that denigrates me less than that one.
I motioned.
You could have said, my friend, even if you didn't believe it. I'm just giving you a hard time. Yeah, no, I have it on good authority that in a couple of hours from now, it might be very hard for me to just carry on a pleasant conversation for a little while. Moon stuff, you know how it is.
Right. Okay. That's right. You're not like most other. I would presume you would not want to remain in such a form.
Well, right now it is a bit inconvenient, yes.
Okay. I mostly mean the fact that if the moon did take you, you would not like to be a werewolf forever.
Oh, remain.
Yes, I should have elaborated on that further.
Yes, that is correct. Yes, no, I wouldn't want to be tied down to anyone if I could get away with it. But no, this one has some inconveniences, unfortunately.
Understood. Okay. Yes. Baker, she looks over to Red Path. If you'd like, I can do my best to set up, maybe not fortifications, but a means to ensure that our werewolf friend maintains secure and comfortable.
That would be good, yes.
Okay. Right. When would you like to venture down there, I suppose?
I mean, there's time.
We might as well get it done ASAP.
All right. If that is the case, it is outside to get down into the cellar. So, if you would be so kind as to follow me.
Certainly.
And, oh, actually, yeah, there's a back door here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. And you notice at this point that, like, that thread is starting to wrap around multiple things. It's just
Yeah,
like,
he's trying to dodge it, like, I don't want to get tangled.
Just really be more conscious of that.
Yeah, you notice that as she walks, she very carefully, like, goes around this pillar and then grabs it and throws it around so that
these
it's not...
support columns are really unfortunate for
Right?
this particular problem.
You gotta keep that house up.
Yeah.
And so she'll walk outside, and let's see here. I'll grab. Who all is going down into the basement?
I mean, like,
I definitely am.
yeah, may as well
Okay.
go,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay, and I'll.
We can just leave Branson to his sorrows.
Nash, did you want to tag along?
We come back and Fruffles has murdered the shit out of him.
Yeah, might as well tag along. I was grabbing
Sure.
Cooper from the other room.
No, you're good. Okay. Here's our crew. Do. All right.
Can't believe we got a little blueberry pie, baby.
It's
Booper? Was that it?
Bluto.
Bluto. Oh my god.
Big palooka.
Little
Little
palooka.
palooka.
Here, I'll just do this. That way it's all visible. Okay, so up
Oh,
here.
this is dingy.
It's
perfect.
just a little guy. It's not big at all. In fact, I'm actually gonna modify this map just a hair. Boop, boop, boop. There. Give her a little more room. Okay. She comes on down. She's like, okay, also, please be mindful of my thread. Sorry.
Yeah, of course.
But yes, so there are a few options. Also, you'll notice that this is all stone, so a little extra security, which is great. I would prefer not to tie her to this support beam.
No, yeah, I would rather not lash around mindlessly and bury myself alive accidentally, if possible.
Yeah, that would also, it would kind of fuck up my house politely.
Yeah. Also, it looks like you use this part for storage, so maybe I should just hang out in here where there's not much I can damage.
Yeah, it does have our little well for some fresh water, but I think this would still work quite well. Plus, we've got this extra line of defense. I should also check. She turns to the rest of you. Has anyone else been bitten by where boar, where crocodile, where wolf,
No,
where
just
bat?
that one again.
Wait, which one?
Nice points
Me.
to Dia. That one.
Again, never mind.
Hang on a moment. Just a question. That you said there's a well in there. Hang on. Let me.
Yes. Oh,
Excuse me.
Sure.
Does that
sorry.
connect to any underwater channels?
I've never ventured down
reservoir
because
or something, right?
yeah, more or less. Why? What are you thinking?
Two problems. One, she could get down there and then leave and go wherever the hell she wants if that's connected to other places. And alternatively, those knucklefies seem to be able to appear out of any source of water that was big enough to
Yeah,
hold
that's
them.
worth clarifying. A Knucklevy can't get in here, right?
No. Not at all. No. Knucklevi, no. We have plenty of enchantments on this home that prevent unwelcomed individuals from entering, or at least getting inside the property. They might be able to approach our home, but getting inside of it, no. A reasonable
She could still
concern.
get out through here, so I'm gonna block this up.
Can you unblock it later?
Let me see.
Don't ruin her well.
Yeah, the answer needs to be yes if you're going to do this. Just saying.
I'm pretty sure he can fix it.
I can come back to fix it later if I'm still alive.
I think you probably better fix it right after we're done using it. You can't just destroy someone's well and then leave and be like, oh, well, sorry, I died, so I guess you're shit out of luck with water.
I might be able to weave something quickly.
No, I got it. I can do it.
No, hang on. Does this even, looks down it, does this even connect to other places? Like, if this is just an underground spring or something, I can't go anywhere.
It's super not worth analyzing any further.
Also, wouldn't even have thought of it if you hadn't brought it up. Also, I don't think I'll have the presence of mind to do anything like that anyway.
I don't think we need to keep discussing this well. I feel like we glossed over the more important point. Yeah, that one was bit by a second were creature.
Oh, okay. Wow. When?
Like very
maybe an hour ago.
recently.
An hour or so ago, yeah.
She immediately shoves you in the room. Baker, please. Baker, please. Come.
What is happening? Why?
I
Why
get the
this-
feeling we're securing you now.
We are securing you. Thank you so much for coming into my home. That is very dangerous. Well, you know what? I'll fix it later. It does lead to just a little spring. It doesn't go any further.
This is good. Just well have water, you know? I don't want to...
Yes. Before I close this, you were not bit
throwing
by like...
steak in there.
Yes, eat that. You weren't bitten by like a were-mole as well, right? Because I don't need you digging, because then there's nothing I can do.
No, nothing that can tunnel.
Crocodile.
Okay, good. Okay, I also need to, yes, okay, I need to do that. Okay, I'll, do you have the means to lock this and secure it?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, no, we can figure it out.
Don't forget to leave me an air hole, right? Just saying.
I feel like you suffocating is not the primary concern. I think you'll get it.
I'm suddenly feeling a drastic downsurge in the amount of love here.
Why might that be?
No, I don't mean for such hostility. It's just that if you have two were entities in you, that's double the instincts. That's double the aggressive nature, that it's amplifying your physical capabilities. You are in the wandering woods. Do you have any idea how close of a tether to the moon there is?
Yeah, and I'm not going to do anything short of hog tying you, frankly, so...
Okay. Sure.
I'm
do whatever.
sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No, you know what? It's fine. It'll be a learning experience for everyone involved. Just get on with it.
It should really just be a learning experience for you.
You just hear in your head, I feel like we are learning you reap what you sow.
Oh, poor Addis. He's gonna be stuck in there with her. Oh,
He didn't ask
He's
for
outnumbered now!
oh buddy.
Okay. Yes, tie up, muzzle. I don't even know what's going to happen with that act. Oh,
So, about how long will the fit exist for? How long will she be in the throes of it?
well, once we hit the peak. Branson! She's got it. Sorry, you have it. How much time do we have until...
It was just like 2 hours-ish.
Okay. We have a little more time. I'm going to quickly weave an adjustable muzzle, just to, because I don't want anyone else being bit. I will make you oven mitts to cover your claws, and I will make another thread to just tether you here. Okay.
This is muscle we had, if that helps.
Oh, this is a marvelous basis. Thank you. This will be great for helping me resize. I don't know how big her mouth's gonna get.
It's a were crocodile, so quite long.
Quite long. Okay.
I have been told I have a big mouth.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Right. Okay. Yes, I will be right back. And she immediately scurries out. You see her like hanging onto her tether, and run out to go back up to her little tower.
See, and that was her level of concern, not knowing that you have hyper-enhanced strength because of another problem you have.
She doesn't know about me, does she?
I don't see how she would.
Yeah. Mayhaps we don't. If she finds out, though, I feel like there would be complications.
Well, I would like to ask her if she knows anything about urine at some point, but I think she's going to be preoccupied for a little while.
I think you're gonna be preoccupied too.
Probably, yeah.
I'm double checking here what I have that could help the situation. No, that's not long enough. No.
Well, you bought a whistle for this exact purpose. Some fucking good that did.
Do you want me to buy another one?
From who?
I don't fucking know, dear. The Tooth Fairy. Jesus.
I thought you didn't want to make deals with Faye.
I don't think we want to deal with the Tooth Fairy here. I feel like that would have just truly foul implications.
Yeah, no, there is a Tooth Fairy in the setting. Don't. Yeah. So, yeah.
I have one thing I could put in there that I don't know if it would help Dia, but it would certainly tire her out for at least 10 minutes.
Okay.
I have a terrible little spell called Silverlight, and for 10 minutes, if she fails a fort save, she will be sickened. If she stays within the radius of the light, and since this is a very small room, chances are will be stuck in the radius of the light.
I feel like 10 minutes is kind of a pittance.
All right,
Not a
I'll
big
save this
enough
for other
number
awful
for
creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tucking in like, remember our training.
I will. I will.
I
You've
do.
done-
You
you've
showed
done
me a
all-
lot of knots.
You've done all that you could do for me, Shifu. I will
Yeah.
think about breakfast and the lessons that I learned.
Not a terribly long amount of time later, you see the Weaver come running back down, her arms filled with what look like really big oven mitts, as well as a brand new muzzle that looks to be about the same size as what you had presented to her, but definitely clearly enchanted in some facet with like unnecessary but beautiful etchings and patterns along both the oven mitts and the muzzle. Okay.
It's fine, we'll need the muzzle for later. The oven mitts, who knows?
Okay. Please wear these, all of them, now, actually, would be great.
That's nice. When we're done here, Redpath can make use of these.
Ah, yes, me and my giant hands.
Oh, they adjust based on who's wearing them.
Can we jump to the securing her part?
Yes! Oh God, yes!
I'm literally just waiting for people to get out of there so I can seal the door up.
I'm not really there.
So the Weaver comes. She puts the muzzle on you, and you notice that it's like a little snug at first, but then quickly loosens up just enough to like not inhibit your talking too much and things like that. And then she gives you oven mitts, and you feel when the oven mitts latch on, like they actually
wow.
lock in a way.
These are the oven mitts of compliance, huh?
A little. The enchantment is more. They should help prevent you from hurting anyone if you do get out. Yes. Okay. And then I've also got this thread. Sorry, it's a leash. And she like wraps it around.
Walking around with on one of those the whole time.
Wraps it on your neck and then kind of wraps it around the well itself. And you notice that she does not give you much room to walk away with. Okay. That should be sufficient.
No, you gave her too much slack.
Okay, I will leave that in your capable hands. You know her better than me.
Hang on. Ah. All right. Okay.
All right, that should be at least sort of sufficient. We'll find out very quickly if it isn't.
All right. Okay. Well, go ahead and entomb me, I guess.
I am sorry. It's necessary for everyone's safety.
He
I know.
He just kind of, before he does like the hand motion, he just kind of looks over at her solemnly.
Please don't hurt yourself.
I don't think I will. I have a good feeling about this.
You keep doing it.
And then he's just gonna seal her in.
Okay, and it's a part of the asset, but the
Yeah.
door is slammed shut, and you are able to lock
Stone
it.
shape that boy.
Okay. Cool. All right. And then do you guys just go upstairs?
Yeah,
There
no,
you
we're done with Dia now.
Okay. So I will grab you guys and I will move. you
Wow,
back
we
over
really
here.
did Cask of Amontillado her.
What the hell is this
Oh.
thing?
I mean, there was
That's
never.
the door.
You grabbed my wall.
She's
I'm free!
Now
Oh,
you've
is
done
that
it.
After 10 seconds, I'm finally free!
All right, I didn't mean to grab that. I didn't even see that. Okay, there's a wall there.
Leonato, there's a
you can try
lovely
another.
well in my basement.
I love wells.
Okay. That should be fine.
If it's
Doubling the-
not, we'll just deal with it in time, I suppose.
Yes, luckily, if you are so inclined, we could also procure the means to cure the wear transformation.
Unfortunately,
Legit?
she would not be interested in that.
Yes, but what if one of us needs it?
That would be worthwhile.
Yes. So she really wants that. Like, that's just a thing?
Yes, she's a freak. Moving
Her
on.
whole thing.
She's like
Yeah.
that. I'm sure she'll very happily tell you all about it if you present her the opportunity.
I see. That is concerning. Right, but for the rest of you, Madam Fruffles, she pokes her head out. Would you mind going to see if you can procure some of the ingredients that would be necessary for a cure, just in case of emergency? She gives a little salute, puts some bread and cheese in her mouth, and she scurries out the door.
Whew.
Yeah. But in the meantime, if you'd like, I can make some sleeping bags and set you guys up on the floor. I'm sorry. I don't get guests very often.
We have our own sleeping equipment.
Yeah, we'll be fine. However, I will take you up on that altering fate business.
Oh. Would you like to just take care of that now?
Yes, I would.
All right. We're just going to go around that. I don't want to get caught up in it too much. And she starts heading upstairs. What's a good track for this? I guess I'll stick with this for now. Let me get my little reveal tool.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, I got my little reveal tool.
Can't fucking wait.
Do you need emotional assistance?
I'll be fine.
Yeah, and I'll drag and drop you here.
He'd be fine as long as no improv.
He'd do great if there was improv.
He'd stay up there forever.
She steps on in, kind of goes around some of the various cloth and strings and buttons and things of the sort, and you notice that hanging from the ceiling are just dozens upon dozens of long pieces of fabric and just a variety of fun colors that you swear that you blink and they all shift into different ones. And she plops down and she's like, okay. So I guess I'll just start with the simplest. I want different music, actually, thinking about this more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's too dramatic. Let's do... I'll do that, why not? So. Obviously, you don't need to tell me your name. But, can you tell me what you specifically want in life most? What would make you feel complete, I guess?
To be honest, knowing what would make me feel complete would probably make me feel complete.
Bizarrely, that's actually very helpful. And she begins to spool this long thread. Is there anyone that you truly care about? Who's the most important person to you? And you don't need to have some grandiose, deep answer, but just someone that immediately comes to mind of, they're special.
Well, there's a lot of people who are special to me. I suppose the one who comes to mind first is the one who's locked up in your basement now.
Ah, interesting. And she pulls the thread a little further.
Never said I had great taste.
I wasn't questioning it, but I appreciate you acknowledging it. She just kind of smiles and draws the thread further. And if there was one thing you could change, what would you modify?
What, about myself or about anything?
Anything, but something that you feel like you could directly control.
Change absolutely anything.
Nothing is also reasonable.
I think the bigger issue is there's just too many things that would need to be changed. There's no one thing that would fix everything.
I'm not even looking to fix everything.
I am.
That right there, she kind of points her scissors at you, is what we call greed. Take what you can get.
What I can get, then.
All right. So, it sounded like you were about to say something.
Yeah, I'm just pondering. Suppose if I got to change one thing. Just one of them. I think I'd change it so that people in charge earned their spot.
Ah, accountability and avoiding nepotism and things of the sort, yes?
Yeah. The more I
get
travel, the more
behind
I
that.
find that the actions of the people who are on top trickle all the way down to people they've never once spoken to.
I think I understand that. It's been a long time since I was a part of society, but even then I do remember those sorts of things. That's a good thing to change. And here you are, found your thread. And you notice that she's been like going through thread after thread after thread, and then she finds this long, kind of like silver thread. And she snips off a small portion. And there is a moment where everything feels weird. Like you get flashes of moments in your life. Nothing like consequential.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be the moment of like Andrin's death. It can also be the moment of when you confess to Rosa. There's also one where it's just like you just sitting staring at a wall,
There's
thinking
a lot
about
of those.
yeah, but one time where someone's like, "Hey, Maze, why don't you come with us?" And it was like, "Nah, I'm good." It just random moments. And she hands you this thread. Can you roll me a d20?
Sure.
Okay, write that down.
Sure.
At any point, for any roll, one that I make that's towards you or towards another player, or a roll that you make, you can swap it with that 13.
Hey man, I'll take it.
A 13 above average.
I'll take
With
a banked
modifiers
13.
That will,
Yeah.
Modifiers that makes things happen.
Yep. So, again, this can be a save, a skill check, literally anything. The only thing that I request when doing this is like for a skill check, explain to me what you do differently, how you would change fate to make that happen. So if you're like, I'm going to use, I'm going to jump here. And if you roll badly, I'm like, you use a 13. I was like, okay, how do you do it? I use the grappling hook instead. Cool. You changed fate.
Sure.
You did something different. Yeah, and she hands you this piece of thread. When you need it most, all you need to do is just snap that. Don't worry, it's thin enough that you should be able to tear it pretty easily.
Huh. I'll admit, this was an odd experience.
It always is, and I apologize I didn't go more in depth with it, but, that's part of what makes magic magic. She just wiggles her hands.
I'm curious, though. You
Yes?
found my thread. Does looking at it just tell you anything? Do you know who I am just from having found it?
I know bits and pieces, but I don't like to go digging through it because that feels exceedingly rude. But there was a long portion, and she drags out this long piece of thread. It's still all tethered to the same one. That is just nothing. It's just like pure black.
Yeah. Not much of interest going on there.
Politely, the thread is usually colors based upon the experiences or decisions or actions of individuals, and inaction isn't surprising to see, and it's not a bad thing. It's just the length is surprising.
Yeah, well, I've only just started getting around to doing things. He shrugs. I'm sure your string would be probably not exactly the same, but I have to imagine you have a lot of time here too.
Let's just say mine is just the opposite of yours.
I see.
She just smiles. But thanks to you and your friends, maybe there's a little more color now.
Well, that's unfortunate. I really would like to stick around and brighten things up for you, but it's not in the cards. I'm sure you could see that.
She shakes her head. I know what I signed up for. Well, I guess I
Did you know
thought
at
I
the
knew.
time? Yeah.
I thought I knew. But I've also accepted that I will remain Weaver for as long as possible. And I will not place this on another person until I meet someone who truly desires to be here, because the isolation can take its toll.
Hmm. No, I understand that.
Yes, you do. You know better than anyone else in this building, I think. Because it was longer than me. And she stands up, kind of dusts off. Well, again, thank you very much for trusting me. It's always fun to do a reading, and I hope that helps you.
I hope so too. I'll
See you down in the basement. I haven't seen my friends for 30 minutes.
This is the
When-
worst thing ever.
When it's been 0.5 minutes since your cat was last fed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Maze turns back to the Weaver. For what it's worth, I will keep you in my thoughts. I take it's sort of my responsibility these days to care about folks who nobody else gets to.
She smiles. I really appreciate that. And if it means anything, I'll never forget you.
It means a lot. Now, I'll admit I'm still slightly unnerved to be here.
She just sighs. I understand. And tries to keep a brave smile and then walks after you. And then you guys come back down. And she claps her hands. We have altered fate. Who else would like to change fate?
It's not a super difficult questionnaire, but it's a weird feeling, I will admit.
Nash gets up a bit from where he's leaning down looking at the carpet.
Well, you can go ahead of me if you'd like to.
Oh, okay. Looks back down on the carpet like I'm coming back for you.
You just hear from
Here,
Screeneater.
I'll keep your spot warm.
Screeneater's just like, who needs a sleeping bag when you have a comfy rug like that, huh?
Take pattern, make my own.
Oh, there's a nut. You have been getting quite good with thread and needle, haven't you?
Thank you. He's just talking to his sword on the walk up.
Yeah, you just feel the sword wiggle to kind of like pat you on the back a little bit.
Maze just has a quick aside to Red Pat's like, I mean, it's not like super deep, but it does sort of feel like a pop quiz you didn't get to study for.
The Weaver walks up the stairs. If you'll follow me, and then I'll just drag you guys upstairs.
Back at it again.
Mhm.
Back at it again at the Weavers.
Yeah.
We're gonna
and
make her
she-
hike up these stairs so many times.
She doesn't mind.
Look, it's
She
a little bit
will.
of color in the black, okay?
Yeah. Nash, because of your really high perception, you notice that her thread is directly connected to this device.
Yeah, she could probably see him, connect the dots
Yeah.
and look at it.
She plops down and she looks at you. Okay, so let me do something quick. And she casts a spell, and you notice that when she speaks again, it's far clearer to you. She is going to use tongues. That way, she can speak whatever language you so choose. So if you wanted to,
Yeah, baby.
I
Which
pick
is like-
common still.
oh cool,
I
I'll
make
try
this
it.
more difficult for you.
Have
for
to
no
learn
reason.
sometime.
Right. So, again, You don't need to tell me your name or anything like that, and if some of these questions make you uncomfortable, you don't have to go into a deep dive. It's totally fine.
Okay.
So, what do you want most?
He sits there. He kind of taps his fingernails on the like rug because he's sitting crisscross applesauce. He's like, I want to protect them down there.
Oh, she just tilts her head and you see her grab a thread, and she nods. That's simple and good. I like that. Who most deserves to be punished?
Oh. Wow.
Scream Eater. Oh shit. Scream Eater.
Let me think about this from the Nash
Yeah.
POV.
Sinners.
Absolutely.
Plant.
Maybe jaywalkers?
Any keeper who look at me.
I think maybe. Oh. I think Queen of Errol.
She tilts her head. I take it a terrible ruler these days?
Yeah, it. She's. I want to protect the little people, and she wants war.
I see.
And he's thinking inside, and then the whole thing with the druids and the.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
there's a list. There's a
so
list.
much shit that's her fault.
Interesting. You notice that she pulls on the thread and oh. You're very young, aren't you?
It comes with being a gnoll.
That makes sense. I hope that wasn't an invasive question. It's just she like tugs on this kind of shorter string.
Yeah, it kind of smells kind of hard to ignore. I see it.
But
It's probably very colorful though.
that is the thing. She addresses. She's like, but this is a beautiful thread. There are all sorts of bright and vibrant colors. There is a part that you would guess fairly recently that's this kind of dark, nasty kind of green, like kind of sickly almost. But then it seems to quickly brighten up and kind of spiral into a variety of fun colors from there. And she points. This was when she kind of gestures to the eye.
He nods. He's not gonna lie to her, but he doesn't look like he wants to go into detail about the event.
Can you go into detail about the event?
No, she won't do that. And yet you'd still choose the queen to be punished. She must be rather dreadful. All right. And for
She real
bitch.
Chief didn't hurt just me, but I've traveling with them has made me see bigger picture, even if one less eye to see it.
Well, good. It seems like you've grown a lot in just this short amount of time. And the last question, what would you prefer to be doing? As in, is this truly the life you want? Being thrust headlong into dangers that are unknown to you and thanked, well, maybe not even thanked, for doing them?
I like helping people, but sometimes wish there were breaks. He gestures at the thread, which is it's so wacky at the end. They're doing
It's like a
so much
kaleidoscope.
shit.
Yeah. You just feel the sword pat you in the back. You deserve one, big guy. And the Weaver nods. Fair enough. Well, I hope you can get a little bit of respite while here. If you can give me a D20 as she snips off a small portion, as once again you get a blast of different just moments of
Come on,
time.
big money.
Average money.
Average money.
Average
Hey.
money.
With
Back
the
in-
Nash modifiers, though?
With the Nash modifiers and to avoid a natural 1 or something, that can still be really helpful. Or if an enemy crits,
Yeah.
there's benefits to it. There genuinely are. You get those kind of flashes of back when you were a part of your Knoll tribe, and very small decisions of what should I eat today? But then some of the the grander ones of do I kill this guy?
And I think of one that flashes is definitely Yorick down in the...
Yeah.
Because he feels kind of responsible for it. That
Yeah.
Yorick died there. But even if it's not it's the Keeper's fault. But
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. She claps her hands. Well, thank you very, very much for your time. I hope this little bit of fate helps you.
I hope so too.
I think I heard that before. She just smiles. All right. Now, come on down, mister. And she just scurries on down. You notice once again, she kind of tugs on her thread to make sure you don't trip over it.
Yeah, he just looks around at all of the threading stuff oh man, this is some nice
Oh,
stuff.
good shut
But then
up.
keeps following.
Could take tips.
Yeah. She does actually, as she walks down with you, she's like, I don't mean to pry, but I did notice a moment of learning how to sew.
Very recent.
If you're interested, I have a lot of work later on. Not to press work on you, but if there's anything you wanted to work on together, that might be fun.
I like working on things together.
Oh, yay. Okay.
Thinking about the Daletta thing, and he's like, yeah, girls' night, another W for Nash.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Is there a
And-
chair up there?
No.
There isn't, but we can bring one. I'm
I'll
sorry. I
bring
should have
one.
thought.
No,
Okay.
it's fine.
And are you sure? She is gonna be holding on to your thread, and she can look at it.
What do you think? I have something to hide?
I just think you'd care.
Okay. I appreciate the heads up.
Yeah, he just nods and he's like,
How
saw.
was it?
Yeah,
Did it hurt?
short. No hurt, just whoa.
Huh, I would have given you a sticker or a lollipop.
Maybe take back, maybe did hurt.
Holding chair.
All right. Come on up.
So did she ask you the same questions as me, or did you get different ones?
I don't know, tell me your.
It's like when they give out the test and the
Yeah,
last question
yeah.
is different on every second or third test.
To get there, and Nash was like, oh, she said, ask me who deserved to be punished.
See, I would have had
Whoa.
an answer for that one.
What would you have said?
Sinners, probably.
Jaywalkers, probably.
Very
Oh, look
funny.
at you. Look at you in your chair.
Yeah. You plop it down and she sits you down. Okay. So, are you ready?
No, but here we are.
She pulls on the thread and you see...
I
Oh, yeah?
do imagine, though, I should have pointed it out earlier, but when I had mentioned of, are you sure it's okay for you to be doing this when our fates might be controlled by others? There is... I've heard it in the wind. I've gleaned it from my deductive abilities. There are some people watching over me, so that might be on your conscience.
You've got one of those gods watching you?
Mm-hmm.
She won't touch me. And she grabs the
You
thread.
want to fucking bet?
Oh, you're so fucking lucky there are rules.
You're so fucking dead. When I get through
Here
that
I
woods,
come,
you're done
bitch!
for.
Just walk straight into the wandering woods and then spit straight back out. Oh crap.
I'm
We're
the
not-
ghost of travel. You can't fucking do this to me.
Were it not for the laws of this land, I'd kill you. No. She grabs the string and pulls it, and you see that where she takes it from, it pulls out, it's this beautiful, like, red and gold that keeps going back and forth, and then for a while it goes back into just this nice, simple red, and then it becomes kind of white, and then it fades into this sudden kind of like muck color for a pretty unfortunate amount of time. And then it goes back into that beautiful kind of red and whatnot. Okay. So I'll start with one I've been asking everyone. What do you want most?
I don't know yet.
She nods. That's reasonable. You have...
If you would ask me what I want at this exact moment, I still don't know, actually.
She just smiles. That's all right. That is A-okay. You've got plenty of time to figure that out.
I don't know if I do, actually.
I'm going to change my questions a little bit for you. Why do you think that?
Well, we are going to Blackthorne Manor. I'm aware of the peril of that situation, so...
While true, she pulls on the string a little bit, I feel like you might be the exact kind of person needed for this, whether you want to hear that or not. But I think your temperament and bluntness might be exceedingly beneficial. So, based on what I'm seeing here, she pulls on the string a little bit more. You probably didn't want to hear that.
He makes like a conflicted face. It's... he doesn't know. He doesn't know what he feels.
She looks back. What would you want changed in your life? What one thing?
I would want to care. I think I'd like to know... what it's like for other people to feel the way they do. I'd want to know that. I don't know if it would help me or if it would make me worse. A worse version of myself, but...
I don't know if it would make you worse. And she kind of studies the thread a bit more. But I feel like it would help you be more comfortable with yourself. Something tells me you, politely, might be thinking a little too much. But
Well, thinking and feeling are two very different things.
That's true. But thinking can lead to feeling. And feeling can lead to thinking. So if you do too much of one, it can really throw the other one off whack. She takes a little snip from it, and you get that flash again of, what if you didn't go looking for the story of this physician who could heal any wound by just touching them? What if you just went, well, that's it for Odette. I don't know what to do here. What if none of that shit had even happened? What if your mom had lived and you would have had Jacques and Penelope as your parents. Some things that were beyond your control, but just moments that flash for you. If you could give me a D20.
Let's go. Come on. Big money, no whammies.
Big money. Or maybe low money.
No, big money.
Ooh,
Big
all
money.
right. Add an 18 to your sheet, and again, that can be used
Big
for.
money.
That's a good one. That could be great for if you wanted. I won't tell you what to do with your life.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean, it'd be a little bit nicer on one of us, because, like most of what you do is, like, the other guy makes a save.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't stress this enough. That 18 and any of the rolls that you guys have done so far can be used on literally anything.
No, I understand that.
Yeah. I definitely understand that, but there is that thing of like, Redpath, can I have your moment of fate, please?
Please.
I really want to kill.
Feels like
Trade moments of fate.
if Roll20 were really intelligent, they would have given Redpath a 1 that he could
Yeah.
use to just fuck over someone at
Yeah.
the worst possible time.
No, that'll be
appropriate.
yours.
Yeah.
Oh. Redpath and I, we need to swapsies.
You don't get one. You're stuck in jail.
The Weaver hands you this beautiful piece of thread, and it is again, very notably, it's like this piece of silver. There, a little piece that you do care about. And she just smiles.
I don't get it.
Well, you recently...
Oh my god, shut up!
I won't go any further than that. She puts her hands up and just chuckles a little
He
bit.
leaves.
I'll get the chair. You can go on down. She grabs the chair and walks behind you.
Get red.
Me, IRL. Huh? Huh? Oh!
Huh? What?
Maybe I don't know who deserves to be punished, like, because I want to say holy types, but there's a lot of collateral there, and, like, not all the keepers deserve divine retribution. Some of those
Okay,
guys
but
are
I
alright.
said Queen. Queen definitely deserved
Queen
it, right?
definitely, you're right, but I can't just crypt that answer.
But not like you get asked it. You already do yours.
Branson just laying on the table. I got some ideas. Although, actually, 2/3 of them are dead as shit, so I guess I'm fine.
Would really use punish anyone in world to get bullies?
They were mean.
How mean? Like, you did jump right to murder. Was it mean enough for that?
They, like, beat me up. Like, stole food from me. Like, you know, it adds up after a
So,
while.
I get it.
To
The-
me, it kind of sounds like you're picking fights with what is the equivalent of stray dogs in your neighborhood.
Oh, it sounds like the stray dogs were picking fights with him.
Yeah, and I'm a dog. Why y'all gotta bully me so much?
He's got a crying dog.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Well, why don't you go have a chat with the Weaver? Maybe you can get a clip of fate, too.
Oh. Yeah, no, you stole my sheep.
Oh, come on. I'll go to bat for him. He's probably gonna be helpful in escorting us through the Wandering Woods since he's a local and all that.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Yeah, sure.
I'm
I'll
gonna
do it.
immediately burn my 18.
You guys have been really polite. and
It's
things
not like you
that.
get gifts every day.
Come with me, Branson. Cool.
His redemption arc.
Question 1. Why did you steal my sheep?
Question 2. Why do you think you should live?
So, legitimately, you beat me to the punchline. You hear muffled. So, why my sheep? It's like, oh, shit. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I feel like we should check in on
Oh dear.
Dia.
1 million bottles of beer on
Yeah,
the
no,
wall.
she's like. No, wait, hang on. I can do something useful here. Oh no, I fucking can't. I was gonna start taking notes. scratch into the stone, but I've got these big honking oven mitts on.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a problem.
Right? They didn't mitt my feet. Hang on. Okay.
Should we really vandalize her cellar?
I'll just. All right. I'll just have to take a mentally. We'll both observe, and I'll write down as soon as I'm lucid again everything I observed.
Okay.
It's a good memory. I can pull it off.
Dia, you sit down here for quite some time. Can I get a will save from you? Also, I'm gonna remove some of these glowing things from you. 'Cause... All right, no, we'll leave those on for now. Yeah.
Well, so a couple hours. So yeah, that should already be gone. And yeah, no, I won't have these anymore. Alas, they would be useful. I guess I could put them back on if I really. Are we staying the night? Are we resting before we continue?
It sounds like we are.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the fun gamble. If I give myself heroism, I have a higher chance of passing will saves, but also I'm more effective at destroying shit if I fail the will saves. I think either way, that makes the outcome funner either way. So I'll go ahead and I'll reapply heroism to myself. I might as well just use since I got this muzzle on and I don't want to take it off in case the moon hits right then. I'll start using my silence meta magic rod so I can cast a couple spells before I go
Loudly into
nuts,
the night.
Nutso boingo, yeah. So I'll re-up my heroism. Do I have anything else that makes me less susceptible? Not really. I don't have self buffs for saving throws other than heroism. There's no reason to buff my physical stats because that's just asking for trouble. Yeah, no, there's not much else I can do. Yeah, we'll just we'll do that heroism and we'll see where things go. Okay, will save, you say?
Yes. So.
All right. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da. There we go. Plus, yeah, that's what I thought. All right. Well, I mean, what did you expect, really?
Okay. So, Dia.
Yeah.
The transformation takes hold, and it hits very hard. Addis does his best to scream at you to, like, focus. You've got this. I'm right there and then
Suddenly your doula vanishes.
I can't believe the Addis Tulpa's gone.
And you sit there in darkness as your body begins to shift more and more. This is one of the few times you remember the first time that you shifted into a full-on werewolf, the big one. It was painful and exciting, but it hurt a lot because it was your body shifting without your control, the thing that you usually have. But this time, though, while there is a bit of pain, it keeps shifting to more of just the excitement to numb it. And you feel two eyes looking at you in this dark, dark room. This strange entity, while it stands in this barely lit room, the only light you're getting from just a little bit of light from the previous room eking in through cracks from the stone wall, they just kind of tilt their head. Do you like this? Your desires coming true? As they speak, you watch their body continuously molt and shift. It's like watching tar pour down on top of the object to become a new shape. like continuously as it keeps shifting. It goes from a woman's body to a man's, to a child's, to an elk, to a serpent, back to a person, and it keeps shifting non-stop into these different forms until eventually it lands on the one you see before you for a longer period of time. And it tilts its head back up. Is this what you yearn? You like this, don't you? No limitations. The body molds, shifts, breaks, bends to what you want to be. Your mind's eye, now physical. Desire granted. Accept change, but on your terms. You can feel your arm kind of twitch a bit, almost in response to this creature just looking at you.
Everyone else got to talk to a nice lady. I'm stuck with this freak.
This freak loves you.
She's gonna ask you some questions now.
Who deserves punishment? Me.
How far are you willing to go?
The entity leans forward. What do you truly desire?
So to what extent do I get to... What... Am I playing my character right now? I don't know if I'm lucid for this or not, so I don't want to...
Yeah. So basically what's happening here is because you failed your will save, Addis can't help you here. You are on your own, but it is your true... Dia, unchallenged, if she could have any wish, that is the kind of discussion we're having. No one else is here to stop her. She gets her wish. What does she want?
Of course, I would say that I want everything. There's too much of the world that no one gets to see. Understand? Everyone is in their own world and can't leave. Life is this short, insignificant little thing, and you get to dip your toe in the water and then it's gone. And that's not a world that I'm satisfied with. You understand?
Trapped in your own little world. Believe it or not, dear Diadem, I think I understand perfectly what you mean. They tilt their head again. What do you want people to see you as?
Well, that doesn't matter to me, as far as I'm concerned. What I care about is what I experience.
Ah. Desire for the self. If you don't mind me asking, where does dear Diadem go next? You have attained that which you have sought for quite some time. Why not gaze upon it, truly. And this entity fades into the shadow of the wall. And you see there's like a ripple effect from just the shadow, not the stonework. And it becomes reflective, identical to what that tar-like substance is whenever you zone in and focus on Attis. And it is now reflective, this weird, nasty tar-like substance, as you will shift into your crocowolf form. And I will...
Yeah, that's kind of gnarly.
Ooh, scary.
It is fully taking hold at this point. The instinct of the werewolf to hunt and feast. The instinct of a were-crocodile, that hunger to ensure their own survival. And of course, the drip feed of Attis, the endless hunger, feeding into you further and further to consume. Maybe not even just the literal sense of food, but to go beyond. This is a great first step. But you could be more, couldn't you? Can you give me another will save?
I'll give it a try. Here I go. Oh!
She's got to get out of there.
You can suddenly hear, Dia! Stop! Don't listen to them! Don't be me! And the
It's
entity,
fucking yarn!
they step forward. Oh, Attis, you should be thanking me. You're one step closer to your desire. Dia, please don't be like me! So, you are now fully Crocowolf, but because of your natural 20, you are not going to feed into this entity fully unless you want to. So, what does Dia do in this moment? Where the idea of becoming what she truly desires and wants, it was in reach and would have been granted by this creature in some facet. You don't even know, but you're confident maybe you'd get something. But now with Attis screaming in your ear, what do you do?
I think until this point, in spite of obviously it was very obvious to a rational observer, I don't think Dia had put together the fact that this was Yearn because she was too focused on other things and what was being said. But Attis's reaction stops her for a moment, and she pauses.
Oh, I see. So we're in your domain now, are we, Yearn?
The closest you've ever been. It is the only reason that we can finally talk.
I see. I've seen several examples of your handiwork to date. I even have, 1.5 of them with me.
The entity nods. Yes, you do.
I must say, not a single one seems to have attained what they actually desired. I would go so far as to say that you've hurt my friend.
You can hear, it's like just the peeling sound of like for a better term, like an orange getting peeled as the tar splits. Haven't I? The eternal dreamer dreamed. The slumbering soldier slept. What? I feel like those are successes. The innovator gestures very slowly to your arm. Innovates to this day. I don't grant wishes like a genie. I merely give you the drive to yearn for it. Because if I just handed it to you, you can hear as its head sloshes over, its form continuing to shift between a dozen different things. You've never seen the same shape twice. Doesn't it grant more satisfaction to earn it yourself? Like you have, Dia? You fought for this. You studied for this. You learned just for this. Isn't that so very satisfying?
It absolutely is. I have come a long way, and it has all been under my own power. And I find it. You make a very, very tempting offer. I want everything, and that's not going to come easy or cheap. But I would find it insulting that you believe I need your help to become everything that I want.
You watch they stand up perfectly straight. This creature's form remains what you see as it looms over you, and you can just feel the light get sucked out of this room besides its two pure white eyes as it kind of leans over you, kind of like the boughs of a tree. So be it. I'll be back when you're really hungry. And you watch as they fade into the darkness.
Watch yourself, Yearn. When I'm really, really hungry, well, you know that a black hole can consume another black hole, don't you?
Dia, stop talking to Yearn!
Stop it!
Addis in the background. Someone help! Ah!
You can feel this like mitten wrapping around your shoulder.
Dear, stop! Don't talk to them, please!
Don't be like me.
Don't tempt them.
He's gonna slowly sits down against the wall, probably still like panting and slavering, but she draws inward and for a moment, I think she is all of the other the emotions and the excitement and the adrenaline of that encounter kind of gets crowded out for a moment by the obvious distress that Addis is feeling, and her inner voice shifts and directs toward him. Hey, are you okay?
Don't worry about me. I couldn't hear them, but I could finally see them. You saw them before, didn't you?
I didn't realize it at the time, but yes. I think they took an interest in me some time ago now. Lucky me.
I take responsibility for that. I would not be surprised if they can find you through me.
Let them come.
They must think I am some kind of dumb slut.
Oh dear.
There's a like from Addis.
Maybe, but I think it's more. You do have a hunger in you.
Yes,
And
but what an
it's-
insult to my intelligence, don't you think?
I guess, yes, but even still, is this what you really wanted?
And like gestures to yourself.
No. They were right about one thing. This is just the beginning for me. But I'm going to make myself in my image, not someone else's.
But you already are someone else. Right? Or is
Well,
it...
I've been someone else for 10 years now?
I guess at that point you're just you.
I will be me no matter who I become. That's what I decided.
Well, I hope in this path of finding yourself, you don't lose yourself. This is already a
Looks at mittened hand.
drastic change. I just hope my influence and theirs now will not be too much.
Well, the only way out for me is forward.
Or that wall.
Gestures to the stone wall.
Don't tempt me.
But I gotta say,
They gesture again.
we're having a conversation despite your primal transformation. The first one. For your new form. And,
You can feel the hand pointing, but can't see it.
and deep within the Fae. That feels like improvement.
Feels good to roll a 20.
So, take it easy. And just remember, when you change, others will change because of it.
You're right about that. Those are the consequences I haven't always grappled with. But whatever happens from here on out, I'm glad that I have you with me. Genuinely.
There is a long pause, and you just hear very softly,
Thank you. It's nice to have a friend.
you just sit in this damp, dark room, your new crocodilian tail wrapping around the well. It's a strange sight as you're leashed to it with big oven mitts and a large muzzle. But you sit, and for once, you feel in control. A strange feeling, but perhaps not a bad one. I'm not going to tell you how that feels.
Well, might as well get a little bit of shut-eye while we wait. I have to say, one thing really nice. Crocodiles always look super chill and comfy sprawled out like this, and now I totally get it.
There's not a lot of room for you now. You're kind of big.
Larger than life.
Just nods.
You get some good idea. I will remain vigilant for you, in case the unwanted child returns.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
And you go comatose. Meanwhile, back up in here, these two come back down. Change the music a little bit. Ooh, yeah, we'll do that one. You know, I feel like those were a little more directed. Oh, what gave it away? Shoo! Go eat my food! Shoo! All right, I mean, like, I apologize. I don't know. You didn't. They apologized for you. Shoo! Go eat the food. Branson just like, whatever. It is pretty good.
Well, come on. What was his fate roll?
I'm gonna roll that.
Yeah, what was it? Yeah.
D20. His fate roll.
Let's fucking go!
An amazing fate roll.
That 11 will save his life one day.
Maybe. Maybe. But she comes back downstairs. Oh, right. Well, I am kind of surprised. I'm not really hearing a lot of noise from the cellar.
She's calming down now.
Even still.
She was having a hard time for a bit there.
And
well,
I think she probably tired herself out already, though.
Yeah, give it time. There's always room for a second wind.
Oh, poor little guy, all tuckered out. He's having the eating dream.
You watch as Bluto, like, makes his way to the edge of the table and then splats, and then reforms to be his right side up, and he goes,
Oh, his bed.
and he goes into his
bed.
little bed. It's at that point, Madame Fruffles comes walking back in, holding a variety of... She's got herself like a little basket, and it's filled to the brim with various greenery. And the Weaver steps forward. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you very much. Okay, so I now have... Thank you very much for this. Just pats her on the head again. I now have the means to make cures, if you're so interested. I could also probably brew up a couple extra potions, if you'd like.
I think we'd rather a couple extra cures. Never hurts to be safe.
Of course. To clarify, are you talking about for lycanthropy cures?
Yeah.
Or... all right.
Who knows if we get jumped by a horde of werewolves and need a bunch of these. If nothing else, it's the sort of thing that we might be able to find someone who wants down the road, so...
Understood. She fucked it up, but not entirely.
The dog shit.
Actually, she looks over. Branson, snap it. But it's mine! Snap it. And so that becomes a 31.
Bully!
That's exactly like fucking using the pie card immediately.
Yeah.
Slayer Debonair using it.
And remember, you do have another pie card from beloved
yes, of
Blueberry.
course.
I have marked it down.
Yeah.
So she is able to, with that, create 3 cures of lycanthropy. And she has enough ingredients to make 1 potion of your choice.
Oh.
do we mayhap want something to restore constitution if we get Knuckleveed again?
Yeah, having a nice restore stat potion probably isn't the
Yeah.
wrongest thing to
maybe
hold on
like
to.
We could
just
get-
restoration. Of
Yeah, restoration would be delish.
All right, who's holding on to it?
I can.
Okay.
Okay. So you can add a potion of. It looks like it only goes up to lesser restoration, but that's still useful. Like that's still, yeah. So, cool. Let me toss that in chat just so you've got it, and you get 1 potion of lesser restoration.
Cool.
Yahee! All right. She hands over the various bottles and things of the sort. Okay, I do hope that is also useful. And once Dia has calmed down, I can ask her questions if she still wants a thread of fate.
I think you're probably going to want to wait until the morning.
Yes, I was not doing that now. Also, I would need her in the room with the spool. So no. Politely, of course.
I hope she's not too bored down there.
Yeah, no shit. Right. Well, unless there's anything else, there's still plenty of food. I've made a big shrimp gumbo. If you are interested in that, that's fair game. You notice Madame Fruffles very quickly scurries over to get another ladle full of that.
I actually had a question for you. I thought of it. Thought of it once we were done with all of our questioning.
Yes.
Who were you before you were the Weaver?
Ah. Right. Well, I guess names don't matter too much anymore.
Yeah, the name is irrelevant, but what you did is something I'm curious about.
I'll at least tell you my first name. I used to be Eloise. I was an aspiring crafter of sorts. I dabbled in a little bit of everything.
I can see that.
It was mostly clothing and things of the sort. And I lived in Leviara for quite some time. I was...
What year?
Oh, gosh, that would have been... I'm trying to think of the number. It would have been 320 AV, which for you is after Veritas. So 80 years ago. And she's like maybe half elf. It's hard to tell with her ears.
Yeah,
but
so
even
when
still,
she said not as long as me. She meant it. Yeah.
yeah. And so looking at her, she looks like she should be notably older, regardless if she was a half elf or a human.
Time should be catching up to her, but she's made of thread, so it's not.
Yep. Weird. Uh-oh, awful fey magic. And so I practiced the craft for quite some time. My family was also exceedingly religious. I wasn't. I don't doubt the god's existence. I just don't see the point in praying to individuals who literally can't do anything. You know?
Who did they follow?
They actually followed Polydius, the god of knowledge and history, which is, you know, that's useful. Learn from your past mistakes, educate others, looking at things from a more logical angle, but it's not a very creative religion to follow. If you want a creative religion, you follow Veloria, which is, if I was going to pick one, that'd be the one.
That makes sense.
And so I sort of distanced myself from that, and that sort of led me to not being welcomed as much anymore. And so I found release wandering here. And she gestures into the wandering woods.
It wouldn't have been my first option.
I didn't have much else to do. I didn't have much interest in traveling the seas, and I didn't want to wander to the west and bump into more farmland. I could have something wild and crazy and ridiculous just in my backyard. And I wandered more than once, and I happened to bump into here. And I met the Weaver at the time. And we hit it off. They taught me a lot, and I brought that education back to the Leviara, where I started to sell my trade. Made quite a bit of money for myself, and eventually I learned how to make my own boons and things of the sort, and I helped the Dulanes. There's a reason they're good at what they do. They made a hefty trade with me. And yeah, after a while, I realized I enjoyed being here a lot. And the Weaver made an offer to take his place. I didn't fully understand that it would be immediate and forever. But I accepted all the same. And here I am today.
I see.
So yeah.
Suppose that all makes sense.
Yeah, I admittedly do miss kind of wandering out further than my home. And the Wandering Woods have become far more dangerous as time has passed. So the visitors I get become lesser and lesser.
Do you know why that is?
Why the Wandering Woods are so dangerous right now?
Mm-hmm.
She cups her chin and thinks.
The Nuclevi probably have something to do with it.
The Nuclevi are in
Correlation,
newer.
causation.
Yeah, the Nuclevi, I wouldn't describe them as newer, just because it's still an extensive period of time that's passed, but they weren't always here. Not in this number, and certainly not in that strength capacity. I feel like it's been ever since I have gotten a report that, well, there is a druidic rift crystal that's heavily damaged nearby, and I feel like that has led to more of the dangerous sort bleeding through.
Hey, Branson.
Yeah?
You know how to fix crystals?
No.
Well, then I'm afraid we're not going to be able to help with that.
Oh. Just plops his head on the table.
Could we destroy it?
She thinks about that. I guess you could, but I'm concerned removing a tether to the Feywilds, what that would do for the neighboring area.
Yeah. I wouldn't really want to take an option that extreme unless we knew it would work.
But I have also, in talking with a few others, I have been getting details of a nasty sap bleeding through. We've, of course, informed as many of the more cooperative Fae to avoid it as much as possible, and quite frankly, a lot of them know not to touch it anyways. But even still.
Has there been anybody actively spreading it?
She shakes her head. I'm not aware of any malicious intent like that.
It probably isn't something that the mischievous Fae would be interested in.
No, it's far too boring.
It's just goo.
It's just goo, and it's gross, and yeah, so of course they don't want to dabble in it.
I think we know that it's not just goo.
He looks over at Maze.
It is a bit more serious than that.
Of course it is. She just kind of looks at the fire.
Unfortunately, we do have already important business to attend to, and I think we're the wrong people to try and approach fixing that anyway.
She nods. All the more reason I feel like damaging it could be dangerous.
It is something worth keeping note of. If you have any idea where it might be, we could probably pass that along to someone who could fix it.
It's hard to pinpoint exact locations in the Wandering Woods, but
Of course.
I'm sure we can figure something out. But obviously she puts her hands up. You've already got enough on your plate. I'm not going to try and drag you into more things.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be dragged into it. But if the Feywild is actively bleeding into this place and making it a lot more dangerous, that could probably have an adverse effect on Leviara at some point.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. She kind of taps this.
I mean, if you want to outline some rules of the Feywilds that are always followed properly, be my guest.
I wouldn't say that they're always followed properly, but the Fey creatures understand that they have complete freedom here in the Wandering Woods. They can do whatever the heck they want, and there's really no repercussions for it. Not to mention, I, as the Weaver, have the responsibility of, to the best of my ability, providing some level of fencing to the Wandering Woods. So there's a reason why Knucklevi don't wander out and attack Leviara or a neighboring city.
Could you imagine how bad it would be if one of those
Oh,
got into Leviara?
If Leviara is anything like when I was younger, yes, Knucklevi would be a nightmare there.
Well, first of all, they'd have access to the ocean, so
Yeah.
they'd have access to everywhere.
Yeah,
No, they don't like salt water.
Oh.
Really?
Yep.
Is that they don't like salt water, or it actively harms them?
It's more... It probably hurts them a little bit, actually. But they can't traverse through it.
I see.
Well, that'd be of some small comfort. Well, even if it's just making the Wandering Woods themselves worse, it's still probably worth fixing.
Yes.
I'm sure the number of hooligans who wander in here doesn't really go down, even if it's dangerous.
Nope. Nope, not at all. But, you know, the positive side is that one gets punished, they warn others. The smart ones don't come in. The stupid ones, well, we weren't going to stop them anyways.
Has there been anybody of note in particular who's come in who's left an impression?
She thinks about that. I've heard tale of an older couple that cropped in here more than once. Blonde woman and a man with a described as a skunk beard. The Fae have chosen to actively ignore them. The blonde woman apparently is fun. The skunk was dangerous, so they don't anymore.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What about in time before your reign as Weaver?
Oh, I mean, obviously, to my understanding, it was the Veritas Legion moved through here more than once. Many
great
times.
crowd.
No, they're not good. They actually got a number of their werewolf combatants from the Wandering Woods just because it was a pretty steady supply if they so needed it.
Huh.
But, oh, that actually makes me think. She points up a finger. Don't engage the murder.
Didn't plan on it.
Yeah, especially if you mention that you are connected with the Veritas Legion in some capacity.
Why?
She turns over to you. I don't know the exact specifics. The murder is rather cryptic, but apparently they had taken a liking to some person that was from the Veritas Legion. Not by choice, she puts out her hand. I think possibly an experiment or something. And, well, they didn't make it. And so the murder ever since has been incredibly protective of the territory and more specifically not wanting people to go to Blackthorne Manor.
I see.
But if you know the path, and even better yet, you have that cold iron compass, it shouldn't be too hard to skirt around them.
Well, we'll try and avoid it, but we'll also be prepared in the event that that doesn't work out.
For sure.
Uh-huh.
But I think we are fast approaching bedtime, and I have a lot of things to work on before heading to bed. Branson, are you staying here? Yeah, I can't go out there. Yes, you can stay. But, yeah. Oh, I guess I don't know your name. Mr. Sir, I guess, and looks at Nash. Did you want to do some sewing with me?
Oh, yes, I would. Okay. And during that conversation, he had walked up to Redpath, like when you go to your parent at a field trip and ask him for the granola bar, the snacks.
Oh yeah, no, he
was
he has
eating
been,
during the
yeah,
conversation.
munch,
Yeah.
munch.
And then he wipes off and follows after her.
See about what sort of clothing we would need to cover ourselves. Talk to her about that.
Yes.
Yeah, and she moseys on up, and I'll teleport you up there as well. She'll courteously grab a chair and get you one so that you have a place to at least sit down with her as she works. Yeah, and while she's working,
I think it's halfway between Nash, like, trying to help with the Nash, like, watching. Like, I'm going...
Yeah.
Not in, like, maliciously, I'm going to steal your techniques, but, like...
No,
But
of
like,
course.
I'm going to steal your technique.
But I'm going to steal
I'm
your
going to
techniques.
steal your techniques affectionate.
Yeah. So if you could give me a craft needlework or whatever.
Yeah, I got
you've set up.
I got the profession tailor.
Ooh.
That's it. Profession tailor. Perfect.
With the
Oh, man.
heroism plus 10. Yippee!
Okay. So as you work with her, I'm just gonna have her roll.
I used my
first.
thread of fate. What?
Okay. So
20 more than mine.
Well, I mean, this is her
She's
thing.
the weaver.
She's the weaver. You guys have a very casual conversation. She doesn't like press you for anything like invasive. It's always just like, I'm curious about that sword though. Can you trust that? And then Scream Eater gets involved in the conversation. But because of these roles,
I love this whack girls' night of
Yeah.
Nash, Peter, and the weaver.
And so with those rolls, can you add a +2 to your knowledge tailor because you are working directly with a witch? This is her shtick. And she shows you a lot of little simple techniques of double stitches and whatnot of like, oh, that's a great idea. That's useful and shit like that. And she also will give you a thing of yarn. Or not yarn, but like this nice long
Ain't
piece
that
of...
the bitch from the basement?
Oh, no. I had to think about that for a moment. But she just hands you this nice little bag with a bunch of buttons and other threads and some fabrics, and she's like, "So this won't last forever, but it's a little bag that should contain more than you expect, so you can keep honing that craft."
Oh, thank you very much.
Of course.
He's like,
I'm just excited to show other people my favorite thing, despite everything.
I'm
but-
glad I get to be the one you show it to.
I'm honored and honestly ecstatic to have someone like you here. No offense, but you seem like big, strong warrior type, and seeing you be involved in such a delicate and fine art, it's lovely.
Yeah, I thought I was only big, strong type 2, but then I saw I was good at carpentry, and then I tried sewing just 'cause why not, and good
Yeah.
at that, and I like it.
Yeah, you can feel Scream Eater behind you. My Nash is absolutely incredible. I'm positively blessed to be
Dude, that's
associated.
your mom.
I'm positively blessed to be associated with him. The Weaver kind of tilts her head. That's a curious relationship you two have. Oh, I've only recently been able to start communicating with him, but I've been with him for quite some time. And let me tell you, Nash here is a stand-up young man. You feel the sword like wiggling in its sheath.
Gotta hype up your... I was gonna say hype up your lame boyfriend, but Nash isn't lame, but also she is hyping him up like he is.
Hyping him up like he doesn't have the accomplishments, but he actually does.
This is a why not showing off her show dog.
He is wonderful.
Look at the tricks he can do! Chops the guy's head off.
You wouldn't expect it from a non-purebred.
Huh. Interesting. Well, if you don't mind, Nash, or she doesn't know your name. If you don't mind, Mr. Sir.
Mr. Sir.
I think I'm going to call it a night, and I also need to make sure that Madame Fruffle's bed is ready, and you notice there's a very small one that's exactly the same as hers, just to the north.
Yeah, I should get some rest too. Don't want to wake up tomorrow all groggy.
Of course. And I'll make sure to work with your werewolf friend, Were-Crocodile. Crocowolf? I don't know what you'd call them.
That's what she wanted to call it, so yeah.
Then out of respect, when Ms. Crocowolf is stable, I will chat with her in the morning about making a thread of fate for her.
Okay.
She just politely nods, and you see her just kind of like dust off her dress a little bit and start putting things away to get ready for the night. And then, yeah, so a lot of time goes by as everyone sleeps. Let me get my other music rolling.
Oh, I forgot to do the time thing. 10 years just passed, sorry.
No, that won't take effect unless you're actually leaving. So, it is now early in the morning. You guys get your long rest, all that jazz. Nothing bad happens.
Hooray!
There's no bullshit. You just fall asleep. It's all good. Red Path, I take it you are cooking?
Yeah, he is just plating up the food that they have. He's going to the kitchen to do it so he doesn't get crumbs and stuff all over the main part of the living room, I guess. And he is cooking the food that they have. He is not stealing any of her food. He's using his own utensils as well.
You get a little tug on your apron as Madame Fruffles looks up.
Yes, can I help you?
Is there anything that I can help with? Maybe cut some meat? I don't want you to work so hard. Please, take a seat.
No, that's fine. I'm almost done here anyway. Thank you.
Okay, whatever you say. And she goes back to helping around the kitchen. You do notice that she keeps looking over like, I want to help.
Don't get too reliant on using the knife. Find other tools to use. It's a bad habit.
She looks over. You know, I've always been told no from the Weaver. But what's so bad? What's so wrong about a cleaver? And she grabs a huge cleaver. Shakung! Shakung!
That's still a kind of knife.
Okay. She puts it down. The Weaver walks in over. We should probably go get Ms. Crocowolf, right?
Yes.
All right. Who would like to come with me for that? I can... Well, actually, there's a big stone wall now, isn't there?
I got it. Here, you guys eat.
Okay. Well, let's head on down.
You guys come down. Dia just sitting there completely calmly leering at you as you open up the... Hello, Clarice.
Yeah. The Weaver steps off to the side a little bit. Okay, if you want to... We should also probably make sure that...
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
Hello?
You okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a little, well...
I
No, yeah.
I know.
What? You don't know. But we can talk about it upstairs. Yes, I am of sound mind and body.
Okay. Brace your eyes, it's gonna be bright.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. Ah, Jesus Christ!
I'm going back to bed. Ah!
Oh, wow.
big.
Oh, sorry. Oh, so that just came out. I'm so sorry. Oh God. She just like screams seeing you.
Can you go upstairs and let them know that she looks? Tell Branson to go outside.
Okay.
Branson, take a hike!
Now this is going to be a true friendship test. If Maze and Nash are just they react like that, then I'll know. They don't know me that well. If they react like, yup, same shit as always, that's how you know we're tight.
Do you at least want me to fix up your hair and stuff?
I actually would like that, yes.
Alright, come out here and sit down.
Here, let me just delete my extra wall. There we go.
Yeah, you're gonna have to sit, because you're very large.
Oh, yeah, no. Hey, check it out.
She gets down on all floor, like flattens as much as she can as grow.
Flat fuck Friday.
Flat fuck Friday. I can set up if that angle is better.
Yeah,
but
you're gonna get covered in dust.
Isn't this cool though? Look how big I am and how small I can get.
Yeah, I suppose it's a lot of textures going on.
No, it's still taking some getting used to actually, but it feels good. Yeah, okay, hang on. Let me set up. The tail does make this kind of awkward. Okay, hang on. Here. Okay, I just kind of get up against the wall here. I can let the tail slide through the doorway, and then yeah, that's a good height.
Okay.
It's a good thing you're tall.
Mm-hmm. Do the scales feel like colder? Does the air feel colder on the scales, like you're not wearing clothes there compared to the fur?
Mm-hmm. Now, the scales are honestly pretty well insulated, which makes sense. I mean, water is cold a lot of the time, and we're gonna spend a lot of time down there. No, I'd say they're actually pretty comparable. If anything, I can actually feel a little more on the skin underneath the fur than I can on the scales.
Here, can I feel your arm, the scale part?
Oh, go right ahead.
Huh. It's weird. Oh, that's weird.
It feels funny when you start.
Yeah, no, it's like softer than I expected. I expected it to be hard, almost like my arms now, but.
Oh, that's why people make handbags out of this if they're assholes. How much do you want to bet that Pain and the Queen have like druid crocodile handbags, matching accessories, or some bullshit?
I would like to not think about that.
Yeah, sorry, that was a little gauche.
Wow, you have so much hair now. You already had a lot of hair, but this is too much.
It's like a volumizing shampoo.
Alright. That's as unfreaky as you're gonna look. Okay.
Presentable.
Watch your tail going up here. Your balance is gonna be off.
Yeah. Stairs are an interesting new dilemma here. Okay. I think this is alright.
Okay, here she comes.
You know what? I'm just gonna get down on all fours. That's gonna make this a little easier for the stairs part. Oh, I vanished into the darkness.
No worries. You're just right here. Yeah. So, you guys make your way back, and the Weaver comes up, claps her hands. Okay, everyone. Miss Crocowolf is definitely different now. Branson, get out. Why this? When my claws come back, you will do what? Yeah, I'll go.
When they untake my claws,
and Branson will start to make his way out as the door opens from behind her. As Redpath and a new Crockle Wolf come walking on in.
Maze just turns back. Yeah, not how I'd have pictured it.
See, Maze, real OG friend.
I imagine you were staking something on this. No, this is sort of benign compared to some of the other things I've seen you transform into.
The big insect ant thing?
Yeah, no, the Ant Queen is
like
far
that.
more horrific than this.
Have I ever been around for that? I feel like I missed the last time she did it.
It's not great.
I don't think you were there for that one. An old un, but a good un. I'll have to find an excuse to bring that one out again. I am gonna forgo the chair. I don't know what I would do with my tail in that case. I know. Oh, this is the perfect length for sprawling out. Oh, yeah.
Branson was like making his way out and looks over his shoulder and is like, oh, that's like...
Yeah, I know. I'm sure you have complicated feelings now.
Yeah, you were prettier before. He goes outside!
You know, narrow-minded, but, you know, that's a valid opinion. I appreciate his honesty.
Yeah. The Weaver looks around. Right. Well, God, that's a lot. Ms. Crocowolf, did you still want your thread of fate?
Oh, yes. I think I guess that's what you did that for everyone else yesterday, huh?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, sure, absolutely. She looks to the three at the table. It went okay, right? Would recommend, thumbs up. Would fade again.
I mean, to you it would be a full recommend, because the worst of it is just a strange feeling, and you're all about those.
You know, I like the sound of this.
Redpath says nothing.
Okay. Come on up. Okay, these stairs should support your weight.
I'll take it slow at first. We can figure something else out if it doesn't look like this is gonna...
Right.
Okay, no, you know what? This is not as bad as the bridge. I think this will be fine. I just gotta be strategic and make sure my tail doesn't snag around these corners.
Right, okay. She scurries up, making sure to pull... Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I just real quick, Maze looks back to, like, Redpath and Nash, like, I left out the part of it that's, like, existential, knowing that your fate as a concept can exist as a physical object. That one will be a surprise for her.
Maybe a bit of a reality check.
Yeah.
No, think she'd be more like, ooh, can I touch it?
We'll find out.
Redpath just eating pancakes.
She mows on over. If you'd like, that chair won't
stand.
work.
It's fine.
Okay,
I guess I should ask, how long do you expect this to take?
This won't take long at all.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll just stand. It's all right. I need to learn I'm still, calibrating the old cerebellum for this one.
Yeah, she grabs the thread and she's like, okay, so do you... And she immediately lets go.
If you want, I believe I was suggested to me before we came here that since the Feywilds influence lycanthropes to assume their forms, that maybe a power that could exert some kind of control over the Feywilds could reverse that. If it would make you feel better, do you have the ability to
no,
revert?
That's not my concern.
No. Okay.
No, 1 second. You notice that she keeps on like wiggling her finger that she like grabbed the thread with, and then reaches down and pulls out gloves, and then grabs the thread again. And as she unspools it, you see it is pitch black and dripping.
Oh, that little fucker. All right. Nosy little...
Who?
Well, I wanted to ask you about this anyway. Yeah, so I had a little run-in encounter, FaceTime, unwanted visit from Yearn in your basement there.
If
you're familiar.
She thinks about that for a moment. Yearn. I'm going to have her roll an intelligence check to see how much she knows about this individual. Okay.
Ooh.
It's waiting for the one. Never heard of him. Music stops.
Yeah. Her eyes widen, and she lets go of the thread immediately, takes the gloves, throws them, and in mid-air you see she snaps her fingers and they turn into nothing. How long have you had contact with Yearn?
contact only just now, overnight. I believe that Yearn has been to some extent aware of me and observing me for maybe a couple months now.
And they were able to communicate with you?
Here in the Feywilds, they made it sound as though it's a matter of proximity.
She has a very troubled expression, and she keeps like looking down at her hand that touched the thread and just like wiping it on her dress over and over again. What did they talk to you about?
Oh, well, what does Yearn talk to anyone about? They insinuated themselves into my presence, and, at a moment when I was obviously less lucid and more directly enthralled by, simple desires and such, and talked up, asked me questions, and, I imagine would have, if possible, wanted to wheedle me into accepting some kind of boon from them in exchange for, utterly, the utter ruination of my being.
They just kind of like look down at their thread wheel. Ms. Crocowolf, you need to be exceedingly careful with the entity known as Yearn. If you know this much already, then you must be aware that they are known as the Unwanted Child. And I would have to wager you are also aware of Insatiable.
Personal experience, yes, with several at this point.
That's even worse, then. The fact that you are even communicating with Yearn means they already have a hold on you in some facet. Maybe not nearly to the extent of some other Insatiable, but at least enough that they can talk to you, which is already near impossible. They actually stand up and, like, bizarrely look out the window as if hoping to make sure that no one is listening in on them. And she then looks back over her shoulder. The more that you feed into your desires, the more likely you'll see them again. Do you understand the danger behind that?
Well, I've seen what's become of at least 3 beings that they made deals with in the past, and I'm certainly well aware that that's not a fate I want for myself.
The Weaver kind of shakes her head a little bit. The deals are part of the problem. She walks over and puts her hand on the chair. It's contacting and even hearing them speak. It's just like a little worm. It starts to burrow into the mind, and whether you realize it or not, you can feed into that boon of some sort. Because at a certain point, how do I describe this? She kind of like wraps her fingers on the back of the chair. Any desire that is defining to your being, if you continue towards it without regard for others around you or even yourself, so long as you attain that end goal, it feeds into them.
And this is related to them gaining strength to escape from their current imprisonment?
They think for a moment. I would assume so at this point. And we're closer than ever to them. Technically, we're always pretty close, but now more than ever. I don't know all of the deep details of Yearn, but previous Weaver had warned me. They put their fingers on the chair. Yearn is somehow intrinsically tied to the Feywilds. Rumor has it they are the unwanted child of some grand archfey. Hence the reason that they don't even really choose to fight. They poison minds. And even if you don't make a deal with them, they watch your progress. They look for the ones that fight the hardest for what they want.
Well, I can't simply stop pursuing what I want. That's... You might as well stop living at that point, right?
She nods. Yes. Which is why I'm not telling you to stop aiming for what you desire, but just understand, if you do truly attain it, be considerate of what got you there. All insatiable, from the ones I am aware about, the greatest downfall for them all wasn't just the fact that they don't even get what they wanted. It's who they went through to get there. Or even did to themselves to try and get it. So, it is a damned if you do, damned if you don't. My only suggestion, because she puts her hands up, I can't tell you what to do, and I won't tell you what to do, because that's not my place. I've known you for less than a day. But all that I will say is, follow your dream, but just make sure it's not a nightmare to get there.
Well, you're not the first person recently to give me advice along those lines. It's not something I'm finding very easy, but I am trying. Really, I am.
I think the fact that you are even aware of it is an outstanding start. And honestly, relieving to know, because the biggest thing for Insatiable is if they do get a connection to Yearn, it's all they think about. There's nothing left but the desire to acquire that which they yearn for most. But you seem to still have your head on your shoulders. You still seem to care about the people downstairs. You still understand that there is a task ahead of you.
I have someone else that I'm trying to help. At least as hard as I'm trying to help myself.
You see that she brightens up. There! That's great! That's perfect! As long as you have... I guess what it boils down to is have your desire, have what you want, but help others get what they want too. Because hopefully that will help ground you more.
Well, at least one of my friends, I still have no idea what he wants. Probably two of them, actually. But I hope I will get a chance to help them, yeah.
Well, one wants to learn how to care, and I'm sure you can piece together which one that is.
Nash.
Bleak, depressing Nash.
Yeah.
Nat, who's never cared about another person in his life.
The fucking psychopath Nash.
Constant existential crisis, sad sack Nash. You know him, you love him.
You know him, you love him.
She puts up a hand, and don't tell me their name. Just think about that.
I won't tell you their name, but
she doesn't sit down, but she doesn't sit in the chair because it's too complicated, but she kind of sits down. You can't really sit crisscross applesauce as a crocodile, but she tries to make some approximation of like, all right, now I am sitting respectfully at your table.
I will tell you though. My name is Dia. The thing that surprised me the most since coming here is you are much more human than I expected. And I know it's probably still unwise, and it's a good thing that a particular one of my friends, who shall for once remain nameless because I happened to think of it this time, it's good that he's not here because he'd probably get at me, but I want you to know.
She lightly puts her hands on the back of the chair again. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I know it's not easy to trust here, and honestly, I'm glad how hesitant you all are. It's wise.
Some of those fairies were real jerks.
Oh, yes, don't throw a rock, they'll leave. But
Do you one better.
Also, a random creature flew down and tried to eat my jewelry.
Biddlywinks, be careful of them.
Awful. Saw a biddlywink the other day. Awful creatures.
Here, if you'd like.
Conrad.
If you'd like, she reaches over into one of these little bags, and you see just like hundreds of buttons and like zippers and things like that. And she grabs a handful and puts them in, because she doesn't really have anything else immediately around. She has like a glove and puts them in that and then hands it to you. Those are all magical. So if you see some biddlywinks, just throw those out. It's like birdseed.
Oh, thank you. A glove full of buttons, the traditional gift.
Yeah. I like to think it's like +1 Bane button.
Whoa!
Like how is that enchantment
Cold
gonna
iron
go
button.
off? Cold.
Yeah. All I can say is this. Just continue to rely on the people around you, but most importantly, do not take advantage of them. Despite your appearance, I know you are also human here.
That much at least I think I can do. I want to believe that of myself anyway.
She nods. All right. Well, I'm not going to ruin your opportunity at Thread, but I need to work carefully. Dia.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a d20 with disadvantage.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Got that urine stank.
Urine
Yeah.
pooped on my thread.
This
You
could
know,
still be pretty beneficial.
Yeah, no, it's actually.
Even at a
it's-
really low roll, it's still good.
It's like not nothing.
Honestly, I think I actually like this better because the least useful is probably a very middling number. A really low one and a really high one are both useful in their own way. Anyway, here's 2d20.
2 20s.
A middling one!
But I gotta. Oh right, yeah, because okay. Yeah.
I thought of this cool power and it did not pan out.
Hey guys, we got an 11, a 13, and a 10.
It's okay. There will
What about
still.
my 18?
You do have an 18.
There will still be an occasion or two where we're guaranteeing a 10 is still sufficient and useful.
I mean, take
It's
10
just-
is a
It's
thing
just
in
a
the
shame
system.
we didn't get any 20s or 1s.
Yeah, no big whammies. Man, I can't believe that. All right. So she very quickly cuts the thread, and the moment she cuts it, she just lets it drop and just slap onto the weaver spool. Can you please take that? I don't.
Yeah, I don't. She thinks that at us. Is this gonna react with you?
I think the damage is already done.
Okay, in that case, if you wouldn't mind plucking that for me.
He gently grabs it and kind of wraps it around one of his fingers as like a little knot. And you notice that sap still lingering on her weaver's tool, and she looks visibly distraught as she quickly tries to wipe it away as best as she can.
I'm honestly surprised she even did this for you, given how upset she is this is here.
She has nice guess. She
put in my. This is what I actually added. What I put in my inventory. It reads
the number 10.
The number 10. She quickly wipes it up as fast as she can, and once again she snaps her fingers and makes that piece of cloth just disappear. And she is like thoroughly examining it to make sure there's no more sap behind. Okay, and like I told the others, just when you need it, snap it, and it should at least help
produce a thoroughly middling result.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I think that was there someone that said there was going to be a tingling or something. Maybe mine is special because of the everything.
You get flashes of when she cuts this of decisions you wish you had done differently, whether that be or not even done differently or you wanted to do differently, but like moments in time that could have been huge changes for you. Letting Roman bite you obviously is a big one. When you left your hometown, that was huge. Meeting Jasper, that was a big change in your life that led to some pretty wild things.
Choosing to go touch the platinum mask yourself instead of making Maze do it.
Yeah. That actually, yeah, that one is a big one too. The moment of engaging with Yearn and what if you did accept last night? What about that? You also get a flash of... Actually, I could just bring you there.
Huh? Nani?
Okay, I know what this is.
You get a flash of, was this the right call? Just eating and killing, and you can just see off and to the side something watching, something observing and enjoying your mayhem. Was this a right call? You don't know. You remember this guy, the one person that tried to talk to you.
No.
Just torn apart, torn asunder, and you can hear the thundering of large footsteps.
As Hrothmir's like, "Whoa, I'm getting the fuck out of here."
No, Hrothmir actually charges towards you.
Oh, okay.
And he is screaming at you for being a failure. You did not meet his expectations, but that memory, again, fades for a moment.
I did, however, eat his expectations.
Yes. And there's another one that you don't recognize, a moment of decision. Guiding Perseverance to a piece of armor. You recognize the blonde woman because you'd seen her in another vision. A moment of argument with the vast void. that wouldn't listen back, despite your familiarity with it, as well as a moment of looking over a man you've never seen before, bleeding out profusely, unable to defend himself, as you bring down a sickle. You have no idea what those ones are. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine now. I guess
What's going on up there?
everyone got a little something. I think I got maybe a little something more than most because of this gross thing. Tinks at where the thread is tied.
Right.
Always new problems.
But I'm sure you'll get it all figured out because, well, she gestures to your arm. You're not alone.
Yeah. No. I appreciate the vote of confidence. These things sound like Red Path. Thanks for granting me this. I know it was less pleasant than the others for you.
No, that's such a rude way to describe it. It was a little more intense. But I'm happy to guide where I can.
Well, thanks all the same.
She nods.
And I think I will, in fact, partake of breakfast.
Oh, please do. Yeah, and then as you head on downstairs, the Weaver looks back at her wheel for a long time. And she very gently looks at the thread connected to the back of her neck to it, shakes her head, and heads downstairs.
What have we done?
Oh boy.
Well, gotta burn all of this now.
Maze looks back to Dia. So, how'd it go? We'll find out next time on
This episode ends with that door slam at the end of Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes.
Joke
Sure.
for me? Joke just for me? Come on, guys.
Never seen Malcolm in the
I
Middle.
watched a lot of it, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Every episode ends with a door slam, and then the credits play.
I see.
Yeah. Not an action-packed session, but that was what the previous one was. Oh boy, oh boy.
I mean, can we blame Dia for polluting the Weaver? Yes, but the Weaver offered.
The Weaver offered. And
The
she
Weaver
didn't know.
did offer.
No one knew.
No
one knew. No one knew in both parties any idea of.
It's a victimless crime. Actually, never mind, this is Yearn's fault.
It's Yearn.
Yeah, this is Yearn's fault.
Yeah. Yearn is the problem little trickster. Just doing their little thing.
Oh boy.
Gross little man.
Gross.
Icky
awful.
little tooth fairy.
Yucky.
That's the tooth fairy.
Indeed. Alright. Alright, play some slightly less existential and weird music.
Okay.
I like to imagine somewhere while this episode was happening, Jasper's just like sitting down on some porch somewhere smoking a pipe, like, what the fuck's going on? I sense something wrong.
I sense it on the wind.
Well,
we have an Imgur.
I know, but in case you've forgotten, there's an order that I do these things in.
I
did
Hey, we have a Patreon. You should consider supporting it if you haven't already.
I forgot.
For just a couple bucks a month, you get access to a bunch of icons and such, and it really helps out. Every dollar sent to the Patreon helps us pay for things related to the show. So
Yeah.
If you want to support us, that's really a great way to do it. Also, we have a Discord. You should consider joining it if you haven't already. It's where the weekly schedule gets posted. It's our community hub, and it's where people post fan art. Speaking of, do we have some? We do. It's an Imgur. Who's it from?
It's from Bread Bunny.
Thank you, Bread Bunny.
Thank you, Bread Bunny. This helps us a lot.
Evan Ward, episode 139. There's nothing inherently wrong with urine. Addis is just overreacting.
Wow.
Just cuckoo banana.
Yeah, true. So from the silver one, there's some fucking crocowolves.
Yeah, baby.
And a crocowolf.
Oh, I like her little green toes here.
I do like the little
God.
green tootsies.
Got them little beans.
One of these like a crocodile, werewolf, centaur. Yeah, it's just a lot of these that look like just like bodysuits for like a kaiju movie.
Yeah.
Something's wrong here.
Which I'm all about. And then there's little sheep.
Little sheep.
Little
Aww.
sheep. How cute.
Lovely. Look at them. Little bean.
Little bean. Thank you very much, Silver One. from Silly Burbo.
And my bow is so heavy.
This guy.
You
This
fucking
guy.
sad. He's so funny. Thank you so much. Then
Thank you
from
so
Skift.
Oh, cool.
So
De
cool.
Weaver.
I love the little details.
Yeah, no, Skip did an amazing job with them.
Very nice. Very
Thank
cute.
you so much.
Skift.
Aw.
then from Lemuel.
Look at this weird little crew.
A family can be a literal spinster, a pie, and a little Bo Peep.
And that's fine. Thank you, Lemuel.
That's fine.
Surprise, Knuckleby!
Here I am. Here to get a little sip.
I don't like that. Every Ebon Ward character will constantly be fearing Knuckleby's for the rest of their life.
Yes.
Amazing.
Then from the silver one,
Aw,
cute.
look at her.
Very nice.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Then from Goblin Pink.
I don't like them.
Excuse me, he asked for no pickles.
He asked for no urine.
No urine.
Thank you so much. Then
Oh, yo.
Dakio, Pixel Crocowolf. Very nice.
Hell yeah.
Eh.
Oh, that's rad.
And speaking of rad, here's the Crocowolf that's happy, man.
Official
Yeah.
legendary Crocowolf art.
Yeah, you did a really good job on this, Savvy. I could see why you were really emotionally invested in this happening.
Amazing. Thank you very, very much.
See, and then the official Branson from Sid.
I love the little detail on his headband for the ear hole.
Yeah.
So cute.
Really nice detail. Very, very good.
I like
Oh,
how
sick.
his eye patch doesn't fit anymore because he's smaller.
Yeah, Six immediately was like, hey, does Branson need an icon? I'm like, you're not wrong. He kind of does.
It's very nice. There's also a sad boy version.
Just a baby boy.
Pew pew.
Pew, pew.
Very, very nice.
I think there's two more.
Okay.
At least two more. It might be three more,
I'll
actually.
hit a quick refresh and see if they're in here. Oh, you've wound up near the top. Well, from Zilla Verbo, there's one of a very spooky, scary Dia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's rad.
Yeah, that's sick as fuck. And
My tummy hurty.
and I'm just gonna grab this one, open up like this, and the other one is from G.I. Julie.
Yeah, De Weaver.
So pretty.
Very
Lovely.
pretty. Oh, there's another
That's
one
very
attached
cool.
there too.
Yeah.
I don't feel a lot of the usual love in the room.
I can't imagine why, Dia. Like, where might it have gone?
Who knows what happened?
Amazing.
Very nice. Well, thank you all so much for submitting that, and Will, thank you for running this. This was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for playing. I think we'll be diving into action again next session.
I figured as much. I don't think we'll be spending much more time chatting in the water.
No.
We've all had too much introspection. We got asked 3 questions, 3 very personal questions each, and now we've all had time to think
so
about breakfast.
Much. Like, at this point, now we need nothing but murder to fill our quotas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't look like GM's like tapping their watch like character arc now. That's not what this is at all. It's just like,
But it's really funny to joke like it is.
Yeah. I was like, this is a fun opportunity to be like, hey, what's going on in their brains? And also the Weaver, that's just like what her gimmick is.
It's it's good.
Oh,
But also, you know, we've got quotas. Tap, tap.
Well, we got our character arc quotas.
Right, but yeah, thanks everyone for playing, and chat, thank you so much for being here, supporting us however you do, be it by giving us money, giving us fan art, or just being here. At all your support, however you give it, means the absolute world to us. Thank you so much for being here this time, and thank you for being here next time. Say goodbye, chat, everybody.
Lamp, the crossword!
Yeah, no, we can get to the crossword now. No one in chat knows that we've been thinking about that this whole time. Anyway, goodbye.
Goodbye!
Toodles!